What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 4GC91. Overlord Reloaded. Undercover Shuhei and Bumblebee turn back and beat up teammate Jiraiya. Advertisement. Although the trumpet by Chi has only lost nearly half of his HP, it's not a problem. But unlike the young Gaara who just mastered one-tailed Jinchuriki not long ago. As one of the Sannin, Jiraiya is at the peak of Cage level in terms of character ability configuration and combat experience. In other words, Jiraiya's comprehensive combat power is about the same as his own White Trumpet. 2 shots of the big move Sage Art Massive Rasengan plus any output from the hanging wall brought out by myself can take away all the health points of the White Shinigami. If you don't need the Force Field, Shock Fruit ability, etc. to create a shadow clone that can sweep the entire field. Relying solely on the ability of the White Shinigami skin. Unless he turns Shukaku and Bumblebee, who are mixed in the opposing camp, and beats their teammates Chio and Jiraiya. Otherwise, I wouldn't be beaten by these 4 Cage levels. It seems that only. Just as Naruto was planning to let the 2 undercover agents who were in the enemy camp betray him, a reminder suddenly appeared in his mind. Open black lens bracket. Sannin Jiraiya shamelessly attacked you, choose it, the host is great, close black lens bracket. Option 1. Begging for mercy without dignity. I'm sorry, everyone, I surrender. Reward the original female character Chio favorability plus 7-0. Choose 2. Let the pets who are mixed in the opponent's camp keep the crane and the summoning beast Bumblebee against the water, and give the teammates a heavy blow. One of the top equipment in the Canyon of Kings will be rewarded, Overlord heavy equipment. Choose 3. I, Naruto, will take revenge on the spot and beat Jiraiya up. Reward the transformation technique disguised by the host and upgrade it to the 72 transformation techniques of the Great Sage. Just hearing option 1, Naruto's face turned black. System. Playing once is enough. You come to Chio favorability again, once again plus 7-0? What if Chio's favorability is filled up all of a sudden to the point that he will never change his life and death? What should he do if he wants to make a promise with his body? Who can stand it? Except for the dog system, I don't think there is anyone else. But upon hearing choice 2, Naruto's expression changed. Overlord Reloaded. This can be called one of the blood recovery costumes of the Canyon of Kings. Plus 200 max life. Passive effect. After leaving the battle, restore 3% of the maximum HP per second. Even if the wave is full of blood, it only takes 30 seconds to return to the full blood state, and then you can continue to fight. With the phoenix that comes with this White Shinigami skin, it can go out of the sky. As long as you pay a little attention, you can return blood infinitely, and you can wave infinitely. Originally meaty White Shinigami Naruto, if equipped with Tyrant's heavy equipment, the meat will increase dramatically, becoming a super big meat tank that can't die no matter how hard it is. Originally Jiraiya's Sage Art Massive Rasengan can take away nearly half of my blood. But if there is a little bully, even if you hit the Massive Rasengan 4 times, you can still be strong. Then beat Jiraiya to call him dad in minutes. Don't listen anymore, choose 2. This little bully, I want to order. Hearing the reward for choosing 3, Naruto was even more excited. The transformation technique in the Hokage world is just a superficial camouflage technique, without substance at all, and cannot achieve complete physiological changes. For example, in the original work, the transformation technique was completed in the prince who created the sister changing technique. In fact, the changed girl is only simulated on the surface. Just looking at the appearance, it's quite plausible, but it's okay to fool some greasy middle-aged men. But the internal structure is not simulated at all. In other words, the light can be seen, but it can't be used at all. Said that Naruto became a blonde girl. Naruto and Sasuke had a baby, you can rest. Advertisement. It's not that Sasuke doesn't work hard, it's that Naruto doesn't have that function. Of course, Mr. Naruto doesn't know how to change girls, and he doesn't bother to study it. However, the 72 magical powers of the Great Saint are different. That's the real transformation technique, it's the fairy magic. It is definitely a few levels higher than the transformation technique in a Hokage world. The rewards for option 2 and option 3 are both good, which one should I choose? Pick a fart. Except for Chio's favorability, the other choices are not contradictory, of course they are all. Communicating with Chio at high speed, Jiraiya learned about the enemy. Jiraiya saw that he hit the White Shinigami Baki with a shot, and the other party seemed to be fine. Actually lost half of blood, but it couldn't be seen on the surface. He couldn't help feeling jealous. He hurriedly shouted to watch the show from the sidelines, and looked at his teammates with a worried look on his face. Uchiha Shisui, all I know is that you worry about me. Don't just watch it, then you go too, join me in helping Sunagakure's allies to deal with this enemy as quickly as possible. He is still very relieved of the kid Shisui's strength. Although he is only in his teens, he is already a top-notch master of the Uchiha family. Not to mention anything else, in the third war in the ninja world a few years ago, he almost killed 4th Kazekage, and he shocked the ninja world with Shisui. Worry about you? Shisui was taken aback. Master Jiraiya, did you misunderstand something? What I'm worried about is if Naruto ate your Massive Rasengan, will something happen? But it doesn't look like something is wrong, then I can worry about you from now on. Master Jiraiya, you are finished, you fought Naruto just now, but a shadow clone can sweep us all away. Let me mourn for you for half a second. No way. Sannin invited Uchiha Shisui, the firm successor of the Will of Fire, to refuse, so he had to join Naruto's hostile camp. But he has already made a decision, he has delineated this water. So, Boss Naruto, please treat me lightly when we fight. 5 against 1? Seeing that Shisui joined the Sand Shinobi camp, Naruto couldn't help laughing secretly. It's actually 3 on 3. Shukaku, Bumblebee, according to my order just now, see the opportunity and beat your teammate Jiraiya. As long as you get the new equipment Tyrant Heavy equipment and the new ability 72 changes, even if you don't use the original ability, I can let you always remember the horror of my white Shinigami. Come here, Jiraiya. Open black lens bracket. You used Baichi's big move of arrogance and mockery on Jiraiya, an important male character in the original book. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Jiraiya enters a state of chaos. Close black lens bracket. Jiraiya was dumbfounded. What's wrong with me? Why is my body uncontrollable? And I went towards the enemy who claimed to be white Shinigami Baki. Chio found out that Jiraiya was also tricked, so he quickly controlled the puppet to hold him. But at this time, a chakra arm suddenly appeared on the Gaara Tail Beast chakra code of One-Tail Chakra mode, and, accidentally, patted Jiraiya. Send Jiraiya directly to Naruto not far away. Ah, I can see. I can feel it. My right hand holds the power of darkness, cut through the darkness, blade light. Kankuro shouted the second line, sat down and Bumblebee crazily output in the direction of Naruto. As it happened, Jiraiya was, accidentally, hit by Gaara not far in front of Naruto, just in time for the attack of the Hornet. Ah! Jiraiya screamed, and after being plotted by teammate Shuhei, unfortunately, he was severely hit by teammate Kankuro's Mount Bumblebee. Open black lens bracket. Congratulations to host for secretly ordering Shuhei and Bumblebee to beat teammate Jiraiya, completing choice 2 and getting the Overlord reload. Close black lens bracket. 92. Kankuro, your grandfather's trial has expired. Recycle the Hornet. Seek full order. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement equipment Overlord reloaded. White Shinigami Naruto suddenly felt a change. It seems that the muscles have swelled a little out of thin air, turning into a big muscle bully. Is this the super heavy meat tank for nothing? It really is different? Just plus 200 health can actually bring such a powerful increase to Yuki's skin. Then, you can give Jiraiya a big beating next time. After Jiraiya was accidentally injured, and ate his teammate Bumblebee, the taunt effect also disappeared at the same time. And the attacks of others also came at the same time. Naruto glanced at it, and then chose to force others to output without any pressure. The reason is very simple, not only that I am very meaty now. It is also because of the 4 cage levels that the opponent has exported to him at this time. There are 3 traitors. Needless to say, Shuhei and Bumblebee, knowing that the owner's situation is critical, they all restrained their output. Regardless of how Gaara magnifies his tricks, and how Kankuro exposes his shameful lines in the 2nd grade, it is useless. The output of all the output looks scary, but in fact there is no fard damage. Shisui, who knows his identity, is also very good at paddling. As expected of the master who is honored as Shisui. This girl can actually release water quietly. The ninjutsu released by him are all water skills with scary sound and light effects and lower damage. And before hitting a few times, it showed the state of kidney deficiency inherited from the Uchiha clan. A look of, oh my god, too much consumption, I can't do it, I'm going to die. Then it was, honorable exit. Teammate Chio was dumbfounded. Shocked. Konoha allies openly fished in the battle. Tang Shisui is not as good as the 2 children. Shisui, are you serious? Can you be serious? How about your combat power that can beat 4th Kazekage? Show it to the old man. B***************. D. It seems that Konoha's people are unreliable, and we can only rely on our 2 new cage-level masters from Sunagakure, the perfect one-tailed Jinchuriki Gaara, and the deformed puppet Kankuro. As a result, when she saw the 2 teammates, her face became even darker. Chio roared in his heart that the paddling dog would die, and used the low damage forbearance against Naruto. In Naruto's view, I stand here and let you fight, and you can knock out half of my blood and count as my loss. Compared with the wall hangings of Gaara and Kankuro. Compared with Shisui and Jiraiya who have more than 1 ult at cage-level peep masters. Mostly it was Chio who achieved a cage-level record by relying on his wits, but that fart did a lot of damage, which was not enough to watch. Therefore, Naruto, the white Shinigami big muscle fighter with heavy equipment, directly ignores all the output to him. If the second skill, Shinigami's sickle, is broken, Jiraiya will be pulled over, and with an Ola punch, Jiraiya will be turned into a pig's head. He doesn't have to worry about anything happening to Jiraiya either. Jiraiya, who has been tortured by Tsunade's strange power and iron fist, has long since tempered a body with strong muscles and iron bones that is super resistant to beatings. This blow is nothing to him. Even if something happened, he would be healed with a blood activation technique. Congratulations to host for beating up Jiraiya, and successfully avenging Jiraiya massive Rasengan for smashing her face, and rewarding host for upgrading her transformation technique to 72 magical powers. After finishing the god level choice this time, one of Shidi's heavy equipment and one of supernatural power, Naruto threw Jiraiya into Chio's arms. Then he lifted the suppression of Shuhei and Bumblebee's output so that they don't have to paddle. Chio hugged Jiraiya and put his hands on his face, healing his face that was so swollen that he couldn't recognize whose face it was. This is me. Advertisement. Jiraiya wakes up leisurely. In whose arms? It doesn't look like a man's embrace, could it be a woman? He opened his eyes and saw that it was indeed lying in the arms of a woman. But, it was the embrace of the Grandma Chio. Jiraiya suppressed vomiting and returned to the battlefield. He found that the large puppet that had accidentally injured him had a little kid on it, howling. Konkuro. In front of my pair of evil king's true eyes, everything is meaningless. Shatter the realm and banish the whole world. When puppet's controller is this kid? Is he out of his mind? He obviously saved Jiraiya, but in the end he disliked him for being old and decrepit. Even Chio, who was an old woman for many years, was a little angry and couldn't help humming. No. The way he speaks is the reason why this child is strong. At this time, the bumblebee fired a cannon. Naruto deliberately pretended to be injured and retreated, and pointed at Konkuro, saying in disbelief. That shot you just made was so powerful. The bumblebee who knows the truth will be numb from the master's acting skills, if it has a scalp. Konkuro glared triumphantly at Jiraiya, who looked down upon him. 0. Asking for flowers. Look, the enemy was shocked by me. If I say that, my puppet will become stronger. This is how I become stronger. This is my strong world. You don't understand. Jiraiya. I really don't understand the world where ninjas become stronger as soon as they come out of junior high school. Being encouraged by Naruto, Konkuro continued to say various shameful lines. As soon as you talk about a puppet, you become stronger, and you can even pretend to be aggressive in front of adults. He has long since given up treatment, and speaking the lines of the second class is as simple as breathing. The young Itachi blinked his precocious eyes and looked at Gaara and Konkuro enviously. Obviously these two children are only 3 years old and 5 years old, both younger than me, but they can participate in high-intensity cage-level battles, which is amazing. Moreover, he felt that what Konkuro said was very handsome. 0.0 especially the sentence. In front of my pair of true eyes of the evil king, everything is meaningless, it is so handsome. Itachi couldn't help touching his Sharingan. In the future, can I also make everything about the enemy lose meaning in front of my eyes? In the future, will I be able to confidently say to the enemy like Konkuro that everything is meaningless in front of these eyes of mine? Eventually, Naruto has had enough and ends the game. In the finale of his script, Jiraiya, Chio, etc. chakra exhausted. And the one-tailed Jinchuriki Gaara with unlimited chakra hanging. And Konkuro who only needs to shout the second line, and the output depends entirely on the bumblebee. The two brothers teamed up to defeat the god organization White Shinigami Baki and became the heroes of Sunagakure. The White Shinigami Naruto vomits blood, then turns into a mosquito by using 72 transformations, and leaves a sentence before disappearing. The god organization White Shinigami by Chi will come back. Afterwards, Grandpa Naruto appeared again and told Konkuro that your grandpa's probation has ended and you want to recover the hornet. But Naruto added a new binding point for the hornet on Konkuro. As long as Konkuro becomes a secondary ninja as he wishes, he can temporarily summon and borrow the hornet when he doesn't need it. From the normal state of less than Genin's combat power, to summoning the hornet and directly increasing the cage level combat power, Konkuro only needs a shameful second level line. 93. Namikaze Minato. My son Trumpet and I boarded the strongest super shadow sequence in the ninja world together. Open black lens bracket, seek full order, close black lens bracket. Advertisement because teammate Jiraiya was brutally beaten by the enemy. By Chi, even if Kakashi, who has not developed Kamui, has no cage level strength, he has to play to support. Kakashi went up to think about it, and randomly put a ninjutsu that can't beat the damage of the White Shinigami Naruto, soy sauce, and a sense of presence. Immediately he screamed, pretending to be seriously injured, and withdrew again. Continue to chat online with 4th generation. Shisui was dumbfounded. As the captain, he is really good at paddling, and his acting skills are also superb, he has learned and received. As for Itachi, he continued to be his patron. Anyway, he can also see that although Naruto's holding Master Jiraiya looks very cruel, in fact, the damage is not high, and it cannot reach the level of injury. Therefore, for him, the battle in front of him was like watching a live broadcast of a cage-level master and learning experience. This trip, although he had the feeling of being tricked into this team, it did give him a glimpse of the world. At the same time, 8-year-old Uchiha Itachi made a decision in his heart because he admired Gaara and Konkuro, the two unstoppable strength brought out by Naruto. Naruto's thigh, I'm sure. White Shinigami riots not long after the Sunagakure incident. Shock. Sunagakure surprises the mysterious organization. One of the members called himself White Shinigami Shiroki, suddenly appeared in Sunagakure and asked Kazekage to give him the shadow position. After being rejected, one hit kills 4th Kazekage. Then with Sand Shinobi Kazekage consultant Chio, new cage level, secondary puppet envoy, Konkuro, one-tailed Jinchuriki, Gaara, Toad Sage, Sannin Jiraiya, Uchiha Shisui and many other cage level masters of Sand Shinobi Konoha fighting, but not losing the wind. He even beat up Sannin Jiraiya, and when he finally left, he promised to come back again. This news, like an 18th level tornado, quickly swept through the entire Renkong. Everyone in the ninja world is shocked. fight against the 5 major cage levels only by yourself. Among them are Jiraiya, a well-known cage level peak master. And even though the battery life is seriously insufficient, but the short-term burst is no less than the cage level peak combat power Shisui. The mysterious master Shiro Shinigami, who made a big fuss about Sunagakure, came to the most powerful super shadow sequence in the ninja world. The prestige in the ninja world is so high that it is close to Hanzo of the Salamander, the demigod of the ninja world, and even the legendary good friends Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara who dominated the ninja world decades ago. Super Shadow Sequence. This is the list of the strongest existence beyond cage level recognized by the top 5 ninja villages with the highest combat power in the ninja world. All of the Super Shadow sequences on the list are invincible existences that dominate the ninja world. For example, Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, who ended the Sengoku era with one hand and swept the invincible ninja world, and their Otobi Senju Tobirama, Uchiha Izuna. For example, turn on the lightning style chakra mode, and have the strongest Raikage known as the strongest spear, and the strongest shield, third Raikage Eye. This is the only human under 6 paths who can fight with tailed beasts and draw a tie and tame them. This is the real man who is so fleshy. For example, it has the dust escape technique that can shoot almost everything, and its destructive power is one of the best in the entire Hokage. Second Tsuchikage, known as the enhanced version of Onogi. Cooperate with the light and heavy rocks to easily advance to an air combat unit. Possess exclusive stealth skills, dust-free maze, super survival skills, split. Uchiha Madara, who once teamed up with his disciple Onoki to fight against the peak of Chaoing. Although I was completely abused by Madara who didn't use his full strength. But he was able to survive under the hands of Madara, the peak of Super Shadow. I, Grandpa Madara, would like to call you Wu as the beginner of Super Shadow. For example, there was a 50-50 split with second Tsuchikage in second Mizukage Ghost Lantern Moon. Possesses a nirvana that can explode infinitely, steam danger explosive power. The summoning beast, Mirage, can even cast a large-scale illusion, Mirage, that can attract many cage-level powerhouses. When the strength of the original Ninja World 4 Wars was severely weakened, and he actively exposed his various weaknesses. Still a super existence of the Bloody Ninja Alliance. Advertisement: these are all famous super cage level masters in the Sengoku era, but they are all dead. In today's ninja world, there are very few super shadows who are still alive. At present, when Nagato Pain is still in hiding, has not yet avenged Hanzo, and his strength is unknown. Most famously, he beat young Sannin to no avail. Sannin also became famous for fighting him. Hanzo of the Salamander is one of the very few ninja demigods who have the name of a god except the god of ninja. The number 1 speed in the ninja world, the 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato with the title of Golden Flash. Even with a draw against Cloud Shinobi Village 4th Raikage and 8 Tails Jinchuriki, ending the 3 battles with one's own strength, etc. In the Shadow sequence a few years ago, he became one of the super cage level combat forces at the pinnacle of the ninja world. As for his former opponent, it is said that he is about to fully grasp the power of 8 Tails and become the perfect 8 Tails Jinchuriki Cloud Shinobi Village Killer Bee. It is also considered to be the fastest and most likely to become a Super Shadow Master in today's ninja world. The power of Super Shadow, the prosperity of prestige. Even Sannin Jiraiya, one of the well-known cage-level pinnacle benchmarks, is only rated as the cage-level pinnacle. I think that in a few years, after taking Sage Mode a step further, we can have super movie power. And the number 1 master of the contemporary Uchiha family, the super genius Uchiha Shisui, who can instantly shake the 4th Kazekage in the name of Shisui, who shocked the ninja world. It is only rated as the peak cage level by the 5 major ninja villages. I think it will take at least a few years of growth time, and Mangekyo Sharingan's ability will be further improved before it can be listed in the Super Shadow. And now, in Ninja World, there is another Super Shadow. A member of the mysterious organization God Organization, White Shinigami is white. Although it has the shortcomings of insufficient output, failed to kill people, and beat Rasa Mizuke's cage, the most ninja world, to half-death, and the ending of being beaten away by 2 children, lowered the evaluation. But relying on the super strong fleshiness that ignores many cage-level masters' big moves and quickly heals itself. The strange ability that can make people lose their minds and approach actively. And Lang is still able to beat Sannin Jiraiya's extraordinary strength under the siege of many cage levels. The mysterious master Bai Chi has become a new member of the Super Shadow sequence, the strongest list in the ninja world. After all, the old fritters present could tell that this mysterious white Shinigami seemed to have no intention of killing people, more like treating everything as a game. In the end, it wasn't that he was beaten away, but that he didn't want to play anymore. Otherwise, if he had the intention to kill, it is estimated that not many people present would be sure to survive. Various countries and forces have dispatched manpower to investigate the new Super Shadow Master in the ninja world, Bai Chi, a member of the mysterious God Organization. He also warned his subordinates that if they encounter a white Shinigami, they can immediately abandon the investigation task and run away, or even surrender and take the opportunity to contact this person, and they will not be punished. The last one who received this kind of treatment was the number 1 speed ninja in the ninja world, Konoha 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, who is one of the very few in the ninja world who is still alive in the Super Shadow sequence. This day, Konoha, Hokage office. Konoha's genius strategist Nara Shikaju rushed to find 4th Hokage. Master Minato, there is no time, hurry up and send someone to investigate that white Shinigami White Chi. There is no doubt that this person can be contacted and even wooed to make a big noise in Sunagakure without causing civilian casualties. We can't let other ninja villages take the lead, then we will lose our #1 position in the Konoha shinobi world. As the Secretary General of Hokage, Konoha is in charge of intelligence. Nara's hard power is not even at the level of elite Jonin. Although he also appeared on the night of Nine Tails when Naruto slapped Nine Tails, he was stunned by Naruto's conqueror's haki who possessed all the abilities of the peak Whitebeard. So he doesn't know Naruto's true identity and strength. I don't even know that he is extremely jealous, and even wants to win over the 1.4 Sunagakure's new ninja super shadow master Bai Chi. It is the trumpet of Naruto, the 3-year-old son of their Konoha village headman's family. Nara Shikaiju doesn't know, but Namikaze Minato, who has chatted with Kakashi online for a long time, knows. Knowing that his son Naruto's disguised white Shinigami Baiki's identity was also on the list of Ninja Super Shadow series that he boarded a few years ago. And Nara Luju, the military advisor who has done a lot of things for him and can be called his caring little padded jacket, kept urging himself to send someone to investigate a hidden identity of his son because of his own inaction. Namikaze Minato just thinks, being Hokage is exhausting. Large chapters, no distinction, please ask for support. In addition, what kind of vest do you want the protagonist to use to visit the other ninja villages to make trouble? The core members of the God organization are above cage level, and they are all the trumpets of the protagonist alone. We are now looking for candidates for trumpet roles, and you can go to the book review area to leave the characters you want to see, not limited to the glory of the king, as long as they are interesting and fun game characters, novels, movies, and anime characters are all available. Currently, the ones to be selected are already available in the comment area. Feng Chouwang. Li Bai. 94. Jiraiya fell in love with Orochimaru who turned into a woman Orochimaru at first sight. Open black lens bracket seek full order close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Of course Namikaze Minato wouldn't say anything, there's no need to investigate at all. The white Shinigami who was making a big fuss in Hidden Sand Village is actually my 3-year-old son. Wouldn't that expose Naruto's identity of intentionally hiding his troubles? You know, Naruto can emphasize to Kakashi in every possible way that Konoha is not allowed to reveal his hidden identity. So Namikaze Minato had no choice but to say that he had arranged for Uchiha Shisui and Hitaki Kakashi, 2 Anbu ninjas, to investigate this white Shinigami. Nara heard that Hokage had sent these 2 masters, so he let him go. As Konoha's strategist, he certainly knows the strength of Shisui and Kakashi, who can be called the strongest elites in Anbu. Sending the 2 of them to investigate is indeed much stronger than other cats and dogs. Master Hokage, the strength of Shisui and Kakashi must not be able to beat that white one. But we don't need to fight him, we can let Shisui and Cassie surrender when they encounter Bai Chi. Then get in touch with him, communicate with him about the will of fire, increase his favor towards Konoha, and find a way to win this top expert into our Konoha camp. Master Minato, what do you think? Hearing Nara Shoujo's suggestion, Namikaze Minato wanted to say, Shisui Kakashi and Shisui Kakashi are already in contact with Bai Chi. Even the 2 of them were appointed by me in 04 to take care of Bai Chi when he was traveling in the ninja world. And Bai Chi in your mouth also knows as Konoha very well. You may not know that Bai Chi has been living in Konoha since he was born, even in my house. Thinking of these, Namikaze Minato's complexion gradually became strange. Now he really wants to know, which village will Naruto harm Sunagakure village after having had enough fun? Sand Hidden Village. Because he was going to leave, Naruto asked Kakashi to tell Kazekage his identity. Knowing that Naruto is the son of 4th Hokage, 4th Kazekage, who was beaten half to death by Naruto's trumpet Bai Chi, but cured by Naruto's activating blood. Immediately, there was a plan to let Temari marry Naruto and marry the 2 villages. After all, Gaara and Kankuro are new cage-level powerhouses in Hidden Sand Village. Sunagakure's strength, under the leadership of his 4th Kazekage, can be called the strongest in history. Even if it is tied for the first place in the 5 great ninja villages with the big brother Konoha, it is not a problem. The marriage between Princess Temari of Sand Shinobi and Prince Konoha Naruto can be regarded as a strong alliance. Knowing her father's idea, the blonde lowly Temari was so happy that she almost fainted. Turns into a shy little ostrich at the sight of Naruto. I was even a little embarrassed to meet my future husband-in-law Naruto. She could only pray secretly, hoping that Konoha's Hokage would agree to marry his son Naruto. Every time I think about the possibility of marrying Naruto in the future. Even at a young age, the royal sister is full of fan, Sunagakure is the king of children, and the big sister Temari who can beat the dog's head of her younger brother. I can't help but cover my face. I'm so ashamed. Naruto has changed from a teacher to a prospective brother-in-law, and Gaara has a subtle view of him. Now I am not his sister's brother, but a friend of his sister's future husband-in-law. On this day, Temari Gaara, brother and sister volunteered their courage and took Konoha, including Naruto, Jiraiya, Kakashi, etc., to sightseeing and shopping in Sunagakure. When Jiraiya saw that Sunagakure was full of girls dressed as cat-eared girls, she immediately became more inspired. I can't wait to live here for a long time so that I can write a new book, My Family Has a Cat-Eared Girl in the Desert. Because White Shinigami almost beat 4th Kazekage to death, after the Puppet Master contest, Sunagakure went into martial law. Therefore, Orochimaru and Red Sand Scorpion have never been able to find a chance to go out. Now there are too many cage-level masters in Sunagakure, even if they are as arrogant and unruly as the Red Sand Scorpion or the Big Snake Princess, they dare not mess around casually. In case of exposure, 2S-level rebels will be besieged by a group of masters of the same level in minutes. The picture is too beautiful to imagine. Advertisement. As Kazecage's favorite puppet master from other villages, Red Ghost, whose alias is Chio, was invited by Kazecage's consultant Chio, join our village, and I will teach you the strongest puppet art. Feeling apprehensive about being seen through by his grandma, Chio refused. He just wants to take his partner Orochi to escape from Sunagakure where many cage-level masters are stationed. On this day, they were also looking for an opportunity to sneak out of the village, but unfortunately, they bumped into Naruto and his party head-on. If you were to ask Orochimaru who he hates and fears the most in the world today, it would undoubtedly be Naruto, the son of the 4th Hokage. When he defected to Konoha, it was Naruto who beat him to physical collapse in the earthquake zone. In an emergency, his spirit had to be reincarnated into a woman. Although as a scientist dedicated to the study of longevity techniques, Orochimaru doesn't care about the status of male or female. I even think it's good to be a woman. After all, after becoming a woman, chakra's control accuracy has improved a lot. But the problem is that the former owner of the reincarnated body has an inexplicably complicated relationship with his chief assistant, Yakushi Kabuto. Ambiguous people, couples, spiritual friends with benefits, etc., are all possible. This made him always feel very complicated when facing this subordinate. The relationship between the two has also become very delicate and awkward. The most frustrating thing for Orochi is that when the reincarnation operation was just completed, he was worried that his assistant would take the opportunity to kill himself. Fortunately, I took good precautions and persuaded Do not to be impulsive and not to do stupid things, which made Do not succeed. And when he ran out to do the task this time, he actually wanted to avoid it a little bit, and he didn't want to see him always peeking at him with strange eyes. As a result, along the way, the Red Sand Scorpion laughed at him as the Big Snake Princess, saying that he had no chicken talk, which made her very angry. And the culprit of all this is undoubtedly Naruto. But he hated it, but he didn't dare to take revenge. After all, the strength that Naruto showed at the beginning, Shadow Clone First Generation Second Generation was really terrifying. He only dared to draw small circles in his heart and curse Naruto. But now, he now meets his old classmate Jiraiya. Big Snake G felt embarrassed. She also knows how beautiful her body is, how big her breasts are, and how long her legs are. It can be said that the conditions in all aspects are absolutely no less than that of old classmate Jiraiya Ming's love object Tsunade. Therefore, he has always been afraid of meeting Jiraiya, an old classmate who is very astringent, for fear that this greasy middle-aged man will not be able to control himself and push himself away. Well, unexpectedly, not only did he see Jiraiya all at once, he also saw that scary Naruto. This scary guy is also in Sunagakure. Orochi immediately hid her face to block her beautiful face, so as not to be seen by Jiraiya. Then he whispered to his partner, Scorpion, let's rush. But before she finished speaking, a familiar voice that made her scalp tingle and almost suffocated came from her. Miss Hei Changji over there, wait a minute. It's over. This familiar voice is Jiraiya's. He, my old classmate, still saw me turned into a woman. Orochimaru, who has always been aloof and cold in the ninja world, just thinks, what a shame. 95. Uncle Snake female body. Orochi. Jiraiya, are you flirting with me? Advertisement. The moment I saw her. Naturally, I also feel that the world around me has completely stopped. Everything in front of me has disappeared. Only the black long straight goddess is left. Originally, Jiraiya was exchanging new works with Kakashi, the #1 fan of his Xiaohuangwan, Kissing Paradise, series. As a result, he suddenly noticed a beautiful black-haired girl approaching not far ahead. The beautiful girl wears a plain white kimono, giving people a feeling of Yamato Nadeshiko. There is a beautiful appearance of, clear water comes out of hibiscus. Her black and beautiful hair fell like a waterfall behind her shoulders. Even a few mischievous strands of hair are scattered on the girl's white collarbone. Seeing that Jiraiya couldn't help but swallow her saliva, her gaze was on Sanlu. Wow, so big, so fierce. The legs are also long and white. Boom boom boom. Heart beating violently, no doubt. Jiraiya can be 1,000,000% sure. This is the feeling of heartbeat. After he first met girls Generation Tsunade and fell in love with her at first sight. Once again, he fell in love with a beautiful girl at first sight. He fell in love with this beautiful black long straight girl in front of him. Therefore, when the beauty saw him, he seemed to be frightened by his greasy middle-aged man's appearance, hiding his face and about to run away. Jiraiya was in a hurry. He hastily chased after her. Miss Hei Changji over there, don't run away. Don't be afraid, I'm not a bad person. Shisui Kakashi and others saw a famous person in his village chasing and flirting with an innocent girl in another village. And that innocent girl, with a frightened expression of, don't come here, immediately felt a little embarrassed, a little ashamed. It is inconvenient for Kakashi to talk about idols, so Shisui couldn't stand it anymore, so he immediately chased after Shun, and reminded in a low voice with a weird face. Master Jiraiya, you are a Sannin, can't you be a little more respectful? This is in someone else's village. Jiraiya's eyes are full of Ms. Heichangji, she doesn't even look at Shisui, and said with a smile. Ha ha ha, it's because I'm in another village that I dare to do this. And this time I'm afraid I really fell in love. I think I must have known this young lady in my previous life. Because I am in her body, can feel a kind of familiar feeling. Quote. Shisui. Girl, I see that you look familiar, isn't this a bloody way to strike up a conversation? Jiraiya hurriedly caught up with Orikihime. Orikiji vividly expresses the faintness of a beautiful little girl who is frightened when she is forcibly approached by a greasy middle-aged man. You, what do you want to do to me? Zilai worked hard to hold back the urge to rub the little beauty in front of him into his arms and cherish him fiercely. With a light cough, his face showed a seriousness that did not fit his daily painting style, and he said in a serious manner. Little girl, don't be afraid, I am Jiraiya of Megatron Ninja World under the name of Sannin. I suspect that there are two S-class rebels lurking in Sunagakure, Konoha's Orochimaru and Sunagakure's Red Sand Scorpion. When I saw you just now, I felt a sense of intimacy in you. I think I must have seen you before. Ah, hearing this, both Shie and Dashaji couldn't help but thump. Scorpion. Jiraiya is here for my partner Orochi. Big Snake. Jiraiya is trying to catch me back, Group Sunagakure. Advertisement. Hearing Jiraiya said that she seemed to have seen herself before, Orikiji was even more shocked. No way, lousy. You can recognize her mother in this way. How much do you obsess over me? She quickly hinted to her teammate Shie. Shie, Jiraiya seems to recognize me, and our identities seem to have been exposed. Scorpion. IFK. You pig mate. You stupid useless BCH. He didn't realize that the thoughts that popped out of his brain were connected together. Just when Orochi and Scorpion were planning to team up to take Jiraiya away first, and then try to escape. Jiraiya's serious expression turned into Brother Pig's expression at some point, and said excitedly. Yes, I think we must have known each other in our previous lives, maybe we were lovers, even husband and wife. Let us meet here and make friends. What's your name, little girl? The hand that Scorpion intended to summon third Kazekage put down. Could it be? Orikiji also let go of the hand that planned to open Impure World Reincarnation. Didn't Jiraiya discover my identity? What he said seemed to have met me, but it was actually just an old-fashioned way to strike up a conversation. That is to say, he has been talking nonsense for a long time, saying that rebellion is dangerous, and so on. Just for an excuse to strike up a conversation with me and ask for my name. The fades of beauty on Dashiji's face remained unchanged, and a murderous intent quickly flashed through her eyes that no one noticed. Shie also realized that the identities of himself and his partner hadn't been revealed, but that the young and beautiful partner was attracted by Jiraiya, and immediately winked at Orochiji. It was all your fault. Who told you to look so beautiful? Attract troublesome people over here now. You were responsible for driving him away. Don't let them find out who we are. Big Snake G gave her partner Shie a hard look. It looks so beautiful, blame me. My old classmate is so mean, what can I do? Scorpion glared. What else can I do? Just tempted him, swooned him, and let him, Konoha people, take us out of Sunagakure. Big Snake. Nuo Li Jiao. Let me seduce my old classmates in the way I am now. Scorpio. Are you serious? How could I do such a shameful thing? Then Orikiji saw Naruto look at her more, and panicked. I was stopped by my old classmates, and I almost forgot that there is such a god-tier statue here. In case this boss finds out his identity, he and Shie will be finished directly. There was no other way, and Orikiji had no choice but to take the role of the little girl who was approached in R*****D by Sannin Jiraiya, and said something shyly. The family's name is. What is it called? The reason why he opened his mouth was because of Naruto's stare. Orochimaru really didn't think of his own name all the time. Suddenly he remembered that his partner Tien jokingly called himself the Big Snake. Himeko. Scorpion. FF. 96. Orikiji, you are so beautiful. Uncle Snake's female body was molested. Advertisement. Hearing Orochimaru say his name is Himeko, Scorpion almost laughed out loud. I called you Dashiji along the way before, and I still looked unhappy. But now, isn't he quite honest in his mouth? Jiraiya saw the black long straight goddess and her companion, the red-haired fat man, eyed, there before, and was so jealous. Seeing that fat man couldn't help but want to laugh again, Jiraiya gave Shie a hard look, and then went up to hold the hand of Big Snake G. Jizzy. This name is really sweet and beautiful, just like yours. G. You are so beautiful. The old classmate Jiraiya who held his wrist when he saw a disagreement and praised his beauty. Seeing that Jiraiya approached the black and straight girl on the pretext of looking for Orochimaru and the Red Sand Scorpion, Naruto shook his head. Jiraiya Shibuki. I really can't move my legs when I see a beautiful woman. He lost all of Konoha's face. He also suspected that the girl was Orochimaru in disguise when he first saw the red-haired and fat man next to the girl. After all, the red ghost who participated in the Puppet Master competition, was disguised by the Red Sand Scorpion. At that time, as Konkuro's grandfather, I forced Chie to make a shameful gesture of covering his head and squatting in front of everyone, but he bullied Chie terribly. But the system told him that this girl is not a disguised appearance changed by transformation technique, but the original appearance. In this way, such a girl with a hot body and a beautiful appearance cannot be disguised by a human skin mask. How could she be Orochimaru? Seeing that Jiraiya has started to touch innocent girls, Naruto, who is the leader of the team with both strength and actual status, can't stand it anymore. My disciple Gaara and Temari are still watching. Don't embarrass me here. Naruto walked up, raised his little hands high, broke Jiraiya's hand holding the black-haired girl's wrist, and angrily said, "Take up a good conversation with girls, don't touch your feet. Besides, what does your coming to Sunagakure to catch Orochimaru have anything to do with an innocent girl?" Naruto already regarded this girl as one of the human puppet materials that the Scarlet Sand Scorpion was looking for. As a result, as soon as he finished speaking, the body of the long black girl in the field of vision suddenly lit up, as if marked with a AEFA. This familiar feeling was the same as when he discovered the Scarlet Sand Scorpion. Could it be that this black-haired girl is also an important plot figure? But why haven't I seen it? Just when Naruto was puzzled, a reminder sound appeared in his mind. Open black lens bracket host met an important female character in the original book, Orochimaru. Choose, the host is big, close black lens bracket. Naruto. Original heroine Orochimaru. FK. This sentence is so informative. Is this girl Sannin Orochimaru who defected to Konoha not long ago? Orochimaru is now a girl. Advertisement. In the original book, Orochimaru carried out the Konoha collapse plan in the Chunin exam, and exposed the real body of the girl when fighting with his teacher Sarutobi Hiruzen. But it's still years away from that time. Is it possible that Uncle Snake has been using the girl's body for many years in the original book? Looking at the stunning black-haired girl who seemed to be grateful for being saved by her own hero. Looking again at his own hand grabbing Jiraiya's wrist as he broke her hand from Jiraiya's. Naruto was completely silent. The girl was startled when she saw Naruto's sudden silence, thinking that something was wrong with her. She hurriedly asked, "What's wrong?" As if he was afraid of being seen by Gaara, Temari and others, Naruto secretly took back the hand that was still holding the girl's wrist, and shook his head with an imperceptible disgust in the corner of his eyes. Fine. Orochimaru becomes Orochi, and choose such a beautiful body to reincarnate. What are you trying to do? Do you want to compete with Tsunade for Jiraiya? I can't be offended. I'm sorry. Then Naruto stepped aside pretending not to care, handed the front of the girl to Jiraiya, and gave Jiraiya an encouraging look. The big snake is yours now. Welcome to the men. Jiraiya was encouraged by the leader of the team, so excited, she once again held the tender hand of her old classmate Orikihime, and at the same time expressed emotion. Girl, your little hands are so soft. Big snake. Jiraiya, you don't take advantage of me, can you die? Open black lens bracket option 1. Tell Jiraiya that Miss Jizzy you like is actually your old classmate Orochimaru pretending to be her. Let's welcome the man. 1 reward box. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket option 2. Tell Jiraiya, Miss Jizzy you like is your old classmate Orochimaru himself, but not in disguise. At the same time, Orochimaru changed the body of a beautiful woman through Living Corpse Reincarnation, and revealed the truth about her sexual transformation into Orochi. 3 reward chests. Close black lens bracket. Option 3. Don't expose Orochimaru's identity as a woman for the time being. Let Jiraiya pursue Orikiji, appreciate Uncle Snake's wonderful expression, and use it to make trouble. 5 treasure chests are rewarded. Close black lens bracket. Treasure box. After being opened by the original character, you can randomly get skills, props and other rewards, and the host can also get the same reward. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket remarks. Different characters will get different rewards when they open the same treasure chest. The more compatible the original character with the treasure chest, the more fun and powerful the treasure chest rewards will be. Close black lens bracket. Naruto chose 3 decisively after reading the options given by the god level choice, as well as the new functions that will be released later. This treasure chest sounds interesting. Anyway, it won't be boring anymore. Orikiji, Jiraiya, you 2 old classmates interact to the fullest. Let's please you Naruto and me. Orikiji was eaten tofu in different ways by Jiraiya, and she wanted to put dirty dirt 1st generation 2nd generation, and killed him. But because Naruto was here, Princess Orochi was afraid of revealing her identity, so she didn't dare to do anything. I can only let my old classmates take advantage of it with shamelessness. Naruto, who had seen the expression and had already chosen 3, secretly liked it. In the end, even Scorpion couldn't stand it anymore, mainly because he had laughed enough. As a half-puppet person who has already changed half of his body into a puppet, Chie, like Orochi, has long since had nothing to talk about, so he has no feelings. It can be seen that Uncle Snake, the snake girl was bullied by a greasy middle-aged man like this. He resolutely acted as GZ's elder brother to stop Jiraiya's harassment, and then took Orochiji away. 97. Jiraiya's Legend of the Sun Snake. Orochimaru. I take you as a classmate, but you want to FK me. Advertisement. Seeing Miss Jizzy being taken away by her brother, Jiraiya looked reluctant to follow. The single dog Kakashi came up and patted Jiraiya on the shoulder, as if someone who came here wanted to pass on experience to the younger generation. Master Jiraiya, listen to me, don't be too hasty in pursuing girls. Don't talk nonsense, I haven't, cough cough. Jiraiya realized that her thinking was wrong, and hurriedly coughed lightly. Of course, he also knew that he shouldn't be careless and touch that as soon as he came up. But I don't know why, in front of Miss GZ, I just can't control myself. Anyway, he is also the teacher of 4th Hokage, Konoha Sanin, a well-known 18-ban literature writer in Ninja World. I don't know how many beautiful women I have seen in these years. Even if they are beautiful girls on the same level as Tsunade and Miss Himeko, there are actually quite a few. But there is no one who can bring him the shy feeling of first love like now. In front of Himeko, he seemed to be back in the ninja school when he first met Tsunade. He seems to have returned to his youth when he teamed up with Tsunade Orochimaru. In front of Miss Jizzy, he seemed to have become a simple little boy who was at a loss for his sweetheart. He was secretly annoyed at his clumsy tongue, for not being able to make Miss GZ laugh out loud. Of course, he didn't expect to open Miss GZ's arms so soon. It's just that in Miss GZ's body, he really felt a very familiar sense of fate, like a love and marriage in a previous life. In fact, he also wrote novels about falling in love in the previous life but not being together, and never changing in this life until death, but the sales were not good. And he spent a lot of money wandering around the ninja world, so he had no choice but to continue to write a small yellow article that gave benefits to readers from the beginning to the end. Therefore, he really felt that he and Miss Jizzy might have had an unswerving love in the previous life. Otherwise, how can I explain it? As soon as I saw the young lady, I fell in love at first sight. He couldn't even control himself, so he went up to touch the little girl. He would never admit that it was just because Miss Jizzy had beautiful breasts and long thighs. He Jiraiya is not so superficial. If it wasn't because of the love in the previous life that we couldn't be together, then why do I feel a kind of inexplicable heartache, sorrow, and yawn when I see Miss Jizzy like that? If Naruto knows Jiraiya's idea, probably tell him. You are just seeing your old classmate turned into a woman, and you have an instinctive feeling of mourning her going astray. Seeing everyone looking at me with strange eyes as if looking at a moron. Even a thick-skinned Jiraiya couldn't help but blush, and quickly explained. You may think I'm just trying to tease a little girl. But it's really not like that. I really felt, as if I knew him before. Kakashi complained. I understand, as long as they are beautiful, Master Jiraiya, you have known them before. Even the fans look at him like this, it seems to be nothing. This is a big misunderstanding. No matter how much I emphasize, I, Jiraiya, are really not that kind of person, and no one will believe me. Advertisement. After all, I couldn't hold it back before, and touched the little girl. Everyone is watching. That is indeed my fault. He is now only looking forward to the second encounter with Miss GZ, and he will definitely control himself when the time comes. At the same time, he secretly made a decision in his heart. Since Tsunade cannot be pursued, then I might as well pursue Miss Himeko, who is also beautiful and big-breasted. Just relying on my well-known Sanin status, I have been shamelessly following you to pursue you and protect you. Make a moving oath to protect you for the rest of your life. If you don't believe me, you won't be able to take you down. There should be Naruto's complaints here. You may not believe it when you say it. The person you swear to protect for the rest of your life is actually the same Sanin as you. And with the Impure World Reincarnation whole card, it can beat you in terms of overall strength. Jiraiya continued to lament that the student Minato has already started a family, but he is still lonely and single. Maybe it is time to start a family. Farewell, Tsunade. Starting today, I will pretend to be another woman in my heart. In my dream, I will spend the rest of my life with me, and the object of a pair of people will be replaced by other women. 0. Seeking flowers 00. Jiraiya resolutely kicked Tsunade out of her heart. Then he looked affectionately at Uncle Snake, who was gradually going away, and secretly swore in his heart. Decided. Since true love is right in front of you, Jizzy, I, Jiraiya, am after you. I'm not playing hooligans, I want to have a love with you for the purpose of marriage. I still don't believe it, I am the famous Sanin in the ninja world. The brick uncle who has real estate in many countries in the ninja world. Jiraiya who wants to be famous, rich, and beautiful. Can't hold you a young girl. In short, in a word. Jizzy, I'm sure, the red ghost can't keep her, I said it. Seeing Jiraiya looking affectionately at the distant Uncle Snake, it should be called Snake Lady, as if she had secretly made up her mind. Naruto only thought it was funny, and at the same time had a guess in his mind. Jiraiya, don't you want to learn from Shushanri Snake? I'm really looking forward to the expression pack, Jiraiya who knows the truth shed tears. JPG. With his mind wide open, Naruto thought of a confrontation scene between the two after they learned the truth. Jiraiya, I treat you as a friend, and I want you to learn how to return to Konoha, but you turned into a woman to lie to me. Hey. Orochimaru. What are you? I treat you as an old classmate and a comrade in arms, but why do you want to FK me? Ha ha ha. Thinking of that scene, Naruto couldn't help laughing out loud. At the same time, he separated a shadow clone, performed 72 transformations, turned into dust and stuck to the back of Orochimaru, and followed, ready to find an opportunity to make trouble. Then he saw the villain in the first draft of the script of Hokage, the legend of Shu Xian, or Jiraiya, the legend of the Sun Snake, that he had just written in his mind. Fourth Kazekage Luo Sha appeared on the stage. High energy is approaching. Please order. Ask for support such as evaluation tickets and monthly tickets. Every time I refresh the data, I see that a few items do not increase. It is a shock. Some free support can be given to the author, and it can also encourage the author to code words. I beg everyone to leave more comments in the book review area. As long as you don't spray me mindlessly, it will become the motivation for me to update. 0. 98. Female body familiar charm. Kazekage wants to marry Princess Orochi and have children. Seek full order. Close black lens bracket. Advertisement. Under the escort of the Anbu ninja, the fourth Kazekage patrolled Sunagakure. He couldn't help sighing. It's not that I feel helpless because I see a good village, and now I can see girls wearing cat ears and cat tails everywhere. It's because the things that have been discovered around him recently are so bullshit. A simple summary is, I was beaten so badly. Fengyin Luosha seemed to have a small beast howling in his heart. First, he was beaten half to death by his youngest son Gaara's light and fluffy fist. I haven't exerted any force, you will fall down. In front of many subordinates, he was kicked out of the Fengyin office building, and lay in the sandpit with a pig's head on his face. It's a shame. Fortunately, Baki was very witty, and immediately started shadow clone and transformation technique. One person played multiple roles, acted in a scene, and finally saved his reputation. But the injury happened not long ago. In the Puppet Master contest. 567, he was beaten again by Konkuro, the eldest son of Destiny's son who accidentally obtained the inheritance of the ancient Puppet Master, and his combat power soared to cage level. In front of many contestants and the villagers of Yinsha village, he was shot into the pit by his son's mount, and was half dead again. If it wasn't for Chio's use of life-depleting medical ninjutsu to treat him, in fact, it was Naruto's blood-replenishing skill. Maybe he died at that time, but now he is naturally too cool to sing. The majestic shadow of a village was beaten up by 2, 3, and 5-year-old sons one after another. In today's ninja world, there is no one except Luo Sha. But not long after, a big villain suddenly appeared in the village, claiming to be White Shinigami by Chi, and said that he wanted his Kazekage. He refused and was beaten again. At first, he subconsciously refused, but it turned out that the White Shinigami had extraordinary combat power, and he looked like he was about to hit him, so he became anxious. The wound hit by Konkuro just now hasn't fully healed yet. There were dull pains all over the body, shouting that he didn't want to be beaten again. Luo Sha panicked and didn't want to be beaten again, it hurts a lot. He was about to say not to fight, but to discuss things. But before he could speak, he was beaten half to death by Naruto, who was eager to complete the main task of the ninja world. Luo Sha cried bitterly in her heart. God, can anyone tell me why I got hit again? After the incident was over, Luo Sha lay in bed for a few days, and under Chio's treatment, she was finally able to barely travel. Now patrolling the village is also to let everyone see that Master Fengyin is safe and sound, so as to avoid panic in the village. Fourth Kazekage Luo Sha sighed again, and couldn't help but think. My 2 sons are so talented and powerful, maybe I can consider early retirement. In the past, in order to improve Sunagakure's strength, he has been busy training ninjas, and neglected to discipline the 3 Tamari siblings. But now it seems that the best way to improve the military strength of Hidden Sand Village is to train the 2 sons who have reached cage level. The rise of Sunagakure, overthrowing the big brother Konoha, and becoming the number 1 in the ninja world, starts with the education of Kazekage children. Maybe it's time to find a mother for the 3 kids. In the past, he was busy with government affairs, busy with cultivation, and had no time to fall in love. And the type he likes is the quiet and reserved, gentle and considerate, mature and stable Yamato Nadeko. She is a good mother and good wife type woman similar to her late wife Karura. He doesn't care about superficial appearances such as being pretty or not, or having a good figure. Only care about the beauty of temperament and soul. Even if there are no advantages such as beautiful breasts and long thighs. As long as you can help him take care of his children and help him educate his 3 children Tamari, Konkuro and Gaara. Help him give birth to a fat boy or a little princess, and that's it. In fact, he has roughly locked several targets in Sunagakure. Although she is not beautiful and her figure is not hot. But they are all thrifty, gentle and considerate women. Which one should I choose? You can't have it all, can you? So embarrassing, etc. Kazekage Luosha, who was frowning and making a choice, suddenly brightened up. Advertisement. That is, in sight, a beautiful girl in plain white kimono appeared. So big. Luo Sha blurted out a thumbs up, and then felt embarrassed for what he said, and his face was a little red. I agreed not to care about those superficial appearances. But he still locked on the most eye-catching part of the girl at first glance. Even in front of the guards, he said such shameless words. He was so ashamed that he really wanted to find a crack to get in. Anbu ninjas guarding Kazekage. What is Fengyin Luosha talking about? As pure as we are, why can't we understand anything? Kazekage lowered his head and scolded himself for being stinky and shameless, and blamed himself for a long time, but finally couldn't hold back, and looked at the girl in kimono again. The girl has a dignified and cold temperament, with a beautiful face. A waterfall of long black hair draped behind her shoulders. The hem of the extremely clean kimono is on the floor, the belt is tightly tied around the chest and abdomen, and there is a white lotus in the middle, which blooms like a mountain of 5 fingers, and is lifted up gracefully. It is even more extraordinary in scale, super big and super fierce. The charming figure wrapped in plain white kimono is in sharp contrast with the dignified and cold temperament. On the contrary, it has a different kind of seductive taste, which makes people unable to help but show a little respect. Boom boom boom. Heart beats so fast. Luo-san Shinobi couldn't help covering his heart, feeling a sense of suffocation from being so beautiful. Master Kazekage, are you alright? The Anbu ninja who was guarding him saw it and asked worriedly. Fine. Rosa shook her head. I'm just heartbroken for a long time. A sense of sweetness, apprehension, fear, and excitement that is eager to try slowly welled up in Luo-sha's heart. Rosa was stunned. It's exactly the same feeling as when I met Garura for the first time back then. It was love at first sight. This is the feeling of being in love. I think I fell in love with this woman. There is no need for multiple choice questions anymore. Compared with the stunning girl in front of you, what are the pre-selected objects in the village? At the end of the selection, Luo-sha chose the one with big breasts. Although I just met her for the first time, I don't know her personality at all, but she has beautiful breasts and big breasts. Luo-sha said, it's really fragrant. After all, Luo-sha is just an ordinary man with instinct. Kazekage Rasa did not hide the love in her eyes, staring at the girl in kimono in front of her. Be happy, lucky woman, you have been spotted by me, Fenkage Luasha. What are you waiting for? Hurry up. Luo-sha held back the uneasiness, apprehension and fear of failing to strike up a conversation in his heart, and leaned forward. He bowed in a very gentlemanly way, and smiled at the warm man who thought he was charming, and asked softly. Hi beauty, my name is Luo-sha, what's your name? Just got away from Jiraiya, an old classmate who always touches and eats her tofu. As a result, the big snake girl who was accosted by Sunagakure Fourth Kazekage. The sand version of Naruto behind Orochi. Things are starting to get interesting. Maybe it can make things easier for me. 99. Let Uncle Snake have a baby. Orochimaru. I shouldn't have chosen such a beautiful body to reincarnate in the first place. Advertisement. Fungying Luasha asked my name. Orochimaru's first reaction was not that he was approached. Instead, she thought that Fourth Kazekage doubted her and Scorpion's identities, so she came up to test. After all, Kazekage brought a large group of ninjas to surround them both. Maybe once they sense something is wrong, they will immediately attack and attack. Even the Scorpion's pupils shrank sharply, ready to release the third Kazekage puppet at any time. Unexpectedly, I managed to escape from Jiraiya with the snake girl. Within a few minutes, he was discovered by Fungying on the side of the village. But the current situation is much better than the horrible situation where Jiraiya, One-Tail Jinchuriki, and Shisui were walking all over the ground at cage level. A mere fourth Kazekage Luo-sha, he teamed up with the big snake girl, can take away in one wave. And these ninjas surrounded couldn't stop them at all. It's just that once they make a move, their identities will be completely exposed. Konoha and his party, whose combat power they encountered before could scare people to death, will come here. Dasheji and Shie immediately looked at each other. If you can, never reveal your identity. Oh 4. Seeing the stunning black-haired woman who moved his heart, he couldn't hide the surprise at first. Only then did Luo-sha realize that he might have frightened them. With a wave of his hand, he let the ninjas guarding him disperse. Stay away, don't scare the girls. Then Luo-sha bowed his head and apologized. I'm sorry, beauty, did my guard scare you? I'm so sorry. If you know me, you should know that I am Sunagakure Dai Kazekage Rasa. They're just guards to keep me safe. Won't do anything to you and your companions. Huh, I didn't expect your companion to be the puppeteer Red Ghost who performed very well in the puppeteer competition. Only then did Fungying Luasha notice the companion next to the beauty. Big Snake frowned. I thought you would tighten the encirclement and continue to test. But you actually let the ninjas surrounding us retreat. Also, is it my illusion? How do I feel that you are comforting me, afraid that I will be scared? What's happening here? I am dignified Sanin Orochimaru, will be scared by a Kazekage plus guards. Rose, what do you want to do? Orochimaru, who was a woman for the first time, didn't fully realize. With her stunning beauty, if she hadn't been accompanied by a big fat puppet master Red Ghost who was called the runner-up in the puppet master contest. The men who coveted her beauty had already swarmed up, chatting up and flirting with girls frantically. As a person in charge, because Luo-sha behaved very gentlemanly. Didn't do anything to Jiraiya like Jiraiya did before. So Orochimaru was a little confused, he didn't see Luo-sha's behavior. In fact, it was the same as before with my old classmate Jiraiya, and I was talking to her. But his companion, the Scorpion, is a spectator. But it can be seen that after Jiraiya, Sunagakure Fourth Kazekage Luo-sha also took a fancy to his partner. He also wants to pick up his partner, Orochi. Scorpio, who knew the truth about being surrounded by people led by Kazekage, was silent. I thought my identity was about to be revealed, but I was taken aback. It turned out that Luo Sha was just planning to pick up the Ooze princess. Scorpion breathed a sigh of relief. What the hell? The danger level of the situation has not changed much at all, and it has even increased. Okay. After being tempted before, Feng will take people away, and the crisis will be resolved. But now, Luo Sha is obviously attracted to the beauty of the big snake princess, and will never leave easily. Although Luo Sha couldn't see their identities for the time being. But if we get along for a long time, Luo Sha may detect some clues and discover his identity. After all, when I was in Sunagakure before, because of various conflicts, I did not miss Luo Sha. Big Snake. Advertisement. You stupid BCH. Who told you to become the big beauty you are now? Playing around all day long, attracting bees and butterflies everywhere. Instead of attracting Sannin Jiraiya, it is to attract the fourth Kazekage Rasa. As a result, the chances of our identities being exposed are greatly increased. Thinking of this, the Scarlet Sand Scorpion glared at his partner, Orochimaru. What are you still doing? Show off. Feng Luosha is picking on you. Innocent face JPG. Why are you looking at me with eyes that are all my fault? What did I do to me? Seeing this, Xie glared at Gigi again. Can't see it. You are blind. I didn't see that Luo Sha was asking your name nervously. Do you want your contact information? Stupid BCH. Orochimaru looked at Kazekage Luosha, whose face was reddish. Then I looked at Xie, who blamed her for being too beautiful and attracted Feng. I finally understand what's going on in this situation. Then he was dumbfounded. Uncle Naruto, who saw all this behind him, almost laughed out loud. Fourth Kazekage Luo Shan also took a fancy to Big Snake, want to pick him up. This is too funny. What a bunch of jokes. I think you just want to kill me, and then inherit my god-level selection system and super-dimensional chat group. There are always original characters who want to harm me, Mr. Naruto. Etc. The sand version of Mr. Naruto suddenly had an idea. Isn't it convenient for me to do things now? Decided. Fourth Kazekage Rasa, I just conceived the next scene of the script, the Snake of Jiraiya. It's up to you to be the villain and fight Jiraiya for Orochimaru. Ha ha ha, it's nothing, just let the two of you snatch the snake girl and let her be the male. Mr. Naruto, I'm not a devil. Luo Sha's heart beat faster. 730 He found that after he had finished speaking, the surroundings fell into an awkward silence. The black-haired girl in kimono looked puzzled, as if she didn't understand what she was talking about, but instead began to, with her companion. This made Luo Sha sour and anxious. Could it be that this beauty didn't learn the common Mandarin in the ninja world, so she couldn't understand what I said? Is this a bit difficult? I am fourth Kazekage. I like a girl. I want to ask her name and contact information. I want to date her and marry her. I want him to help me take care of my ex-wife's child, and I want to have our child with her, but what should she do if she doesn't understand what I'm saying? She's waiting online in a hurry. After realizing that Luo Sha wanted to pick her up, only then did Big Snake realize that this guy's line of sight was always sinking towards the parts below her neck that cannot be described much. Immediately, he became angry from embarrassment, and really wanted to kill this comparison. First, he was mopped up by his old classmate Jiraiya. Now I am tired of being watched by the old man Luo Sha. Big Snake regretted it again. I shouldn't have chosen such a beautiful body to be reincarnated in the first place. In fact, a celebrity in another world also had a similar idea. His name is Jingzi Yenxiang, and he is the creator of the law of true fragrance. Faced with the overwhelmed and spoiled emojis of myself on the internet, Jingzi Yenxiang said regretfully, I shouldn't have eaten that meal 4 years ago. 100. Explode the plot. I took Uncle Snake for the first time. Advertisement. Scorpion was afraid of staying here for a long time, Feng Ying doubted himself. So he used his eyes to make Orochimaru seduce Kazekage with a beauty trick, trying to fascinate him so much that he lost his mind. In this way, they will not be able to detect clues, and they will not be able to discover their traitorous identities. Even if Orochimaru succeeds in taking advantage of her own beauty to confuse Kazekage Luosha and lose her wits. If necessary, they can directly kidnap Feng Ying to achieve the purpose of escaping and leaving the village. In order to avoid revealing her identity and not being caught by Naruto, Orochimaru had no choice but to endure the nausea, and planned to use her own advantages to kill fourth Kazekage. Uncle Snake's wild acting skills, acting as, being spotted by one of the 5 shadows of the ninja world, superficially frightened and shy, but actually secretly happy, intends to take this opportunity to climb the dragon and become the phoenix, and become Mrs. Sunagakure Kazekage next to the high-ranking Uncle Luo Sha, and advance to the role of an ordinary little girl of the ruling class. Playing Feng Ying Luosha completely lost his soul, he thought that this girl had already been captured by him. Scorpion was also dumbfounded. All right, Big Snake. Such a thing to seduce a man. If you want to do it, you can still do it well. At first, Xie was worried that Big Snake Ji had just become a woman not long ago, she couldn't let go of her face, and didn't understand how women seduce men, for fear that she would do such a philosophical and eye-catching thing as men seduce men. Unexpectedly, within a few minutes, Xie realized that he had underestimated Orochimaru too much. As expected of Sannin, it is amazing. A man's heart and a woman's body complete the identity of a woman. Every frown and smile is so beautiful. I don't know, who would dare to believe that this little goblin, who is so awesome that people don't pay for his life, was a man not long ago. If I hadn't changed half of myself into a puppet and lost my fertility, maybe I would also respond to your shy appearance now. After all, in less than a few minutes, Fengying Luosha withdrew all the guards around him far away, lest they be used as light bulbs to hinder him from picking up girls. But the scorpion didn't know, because the snake had already decided to kill him. Not only the scorpion, but also Fengying Luosha and his guards. In short, anyone who sees such a shameful picture of Orochimaru seducing a man with a female body will die. And the reason why Orochimaru can endure the nausea now, being the heroine of Naruto's script, acting with Kazekage Rasa. It's all because Luosha is really a gentleman compared to Jiraiya. Not only didn't move hands and feet intentionally. Instead, he took good care of her along the way and bought her a lot of delicious food. This reassures the big snake princess who has already made up her mind that if you, Luosha, are like Jiraiya, if you dare to touch me, I will fight with you. So she walked shoulder to shoulder with Fengying Luosha, enjoying his meticulous care. Just let you live a little longer. Orochimaru looked at Luosha, smiled slightly, and thought to himself. Seeing this, Naruto felt that the foreshadowing of the plot was about the same, and it was time for some high-energy plots. Time for the drama to start blowing up. The sand on the kimono on the back of Orihime turned out 2 hands. A bigger and rougher one. One is smaller, whiter and tenderer. Fengying Luosha paused suddenly. Where did someone touch me? Who is it? It can be felt through the feeling of the thigh that it is a delicate little hand. Of the eligible ones around, there is only one. Miss Himeko's hand. Fengying Luosha, who thought he had discovered the truth, couldn't help but blush. She actually touched my place. No wonder it's so comfortable. Is this implying me something? I didn't expect you to be such a girl. But I like it. Hey hey hey. Fengying Luosha's face suddenly became rippling, and 2 blushes also appeared. It's not shy. It was the excitement of thinking that he had completely grasped the girl in front of him. It is the excitement of being touched by a girl's little hand. It is the expectation that I will not be alone again tonight, lonely, empty and cold. In short, the expression on Fengying Luosha's face is very complicated and weird. The other side. Advertisement. Dashiji also froze all over. Someone touch me there. Who is it? From the feeling of the attacked part of the buttocks, it was clearly a rough hand. Scorpion. Impossible. Whether it's him, the puppet red ghost, or his own hands, they've long been cold machines. There is only one possibility. 4th Kazekage Rosa touched my place. Big Snake's eyes turned red all of a sudden. Shock. Anger. Shame and anger. There is even a little grievance. Even Jiraiya never touched my A**. You Luosha dared to touch my A** for the first time. Don't get me wrong, Orochimaru has this idea, it's not that Jiraiya won't be angry after touching him. It means, such as Jiraiya, the most excessive behavior before was just touching her little hand. But the gentleman Luosha, who gave people such a good feeling as a gentleman, unexpectedly changed his style of painting, and did such a heinous thing to her. Orochimaru feels that she has been deceived. Go to hell, Rosa. In Dashiji's heart, Fengying Luosha is already a dead person. But Orochimaru is still planning to give Kazekage Ruksha one last chance. Let me see the expression on your face first. If it's weird, then I'm pretty sure it's you. Then you can only apologize with death. Orihime, who has the heart of a middle-aged man and the body of a stunning girl, made such a sentence in her heart, and then turned her head to look at Kazekage Rasa. Then Dashiji saw Luosha's wonderful face. I touched my own excitement and excitement. I have the expectation that I will be shy because of being touched. Ha 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 ha. Orochimaru laughed wildly, not in line with her previous girlish painting style. If I had known that I would be treated like this, I might as well have stopped talking nonsense with you in the first place and just shot. Big Snake G's small mouth opened wide, and the big mouth opened, as if about to spit out something. Seeing Jizzy whose painting style has changed suddenly, Fengying Luosha 123 is satisfied. What's the situation? You, what are you? Old lady, bah, lousy is. A face spit out by the big snake princess spoke. Orochimaru. Fengying Luosha felt his scalp tingling. A person came out of Jizzy's mouth, and he became a snake skin. And the person who got out is Sannin Orochimaru. If you dare to eat my tofu, I will kill you offspring. Serpentine 1,000 feet. Orochimaru let out an angry roar, lifted his feet, and immediately turned into several big snakes, like fists and hammers, directly attacking Kazekage Luoshaxia Sanlu. Fengying Luosha gathered sand gold in an emergency to form a defensive ball to protect the attacked part and form a sand ball. But it was still too late, the gathered alluvial gold was not strong enough. With a click, the maracas shattered. The next moment, Fengying Luosha gasped, feeling the severe pain of being bitten by 10,000 snakes. Hiss. Ouch. Chie was dumbfounded when he saw Big Snake G suddenly put a snake to bite Luosha. Didn't we talk and laugh just now, talking happily? Why did you start a fight without a word? Big Snake, why did you attack that part of Luosha? What did he do to you? Can anyone tell me what happened just now? 101. Shocked. Dignified Sannin Orochimaru disguised as a big-breasted beauty seduces fourth Kazekage. Advertisement. Especially when he saw Orochimaru touching his A with a grieved face, and the look of being violated, Chie felt his eyes hot. You must know that the current Orochimaru is not in the form of a beautiful girl Himeko, but in the form of Orochimaru disguised by wearing a human skin mask. A middle-aged man touched his butt with shame and anger, and even kicked fourth Kazekage. Even Scorpion, who had already transformed half of his body into a puppet, couldn't help but shudder when he saw the tragic scene of Luo Sha's chicken flying eggs. Grandma is right, women outside the village are fierce. Especially this kind of snake girl who was a man not long ago. Wei knows what she is thinking. At the last moment, Big Snake Lady was smiling sweetly, as charming as a goblin. Seeing it, Chie thought that Big Snake G's wave was a mess. If the partner really completely replaced the female role of Orochi, she would be picked up by Luo Sha, a warm and masculine gentleman. Then I really lost a snake girl and still can't escape the loss big. But he just didn't pay attention to it. When he was thinking about how to bind Luo Sha and led him out of Sunagakure later. Orochi's painting style changed immediately. She opened her mouth wide and spit out Orochimaru. It's even more brazen, with the aura that today, I, Big Snake, will not let you interrupt your descendants with chicken and eggs, and I will be a snake girl Jojo. This also leads to the exposure of the identity Orochimaru has been trying to hide. Scorpion scolded angrily. Orochimaru, what are you doing? No road race. Uncle Snake heard his teammates questioning, glared at him fiercely, snorted, and ignored him at all. It's all your fault, you be *********D. If you hadn't let me seduce Kazekage with that shameful attitude and fascinate him, then I wouldn't have been subjected to such shameless things by him. Also, didn't you hear what I just said? Luo Sha, an old man who looks like a decent gentleman, is actually a sanctimonious hypocrite secretly. He actually, eat my tofu. Uncle Snake looks aggrieved. JPG. The Anbu ninja who was guarding Kazekage in the distance also noticed the commotion here. The guard captain was dumbfounded. What's the situation? Didn't Kazekage-sama still have a good chat with that stunning girl just now? Why suddenly the stunning girl is gone, but there is one more, FK. Orochimaru. Can anyone tell me where this Orochimaru came from? A team member swallowed his saliva and raised his little hand. Captain, I know, say. As he spoke, the captain released the alarm signal of Feng Ying being attacked, and at the same time led his teammates to rescue Feng Ying, and gave away the head by the way. The team member swallowed, and said, that Orochimaru seems to be the stunning black-haired girl from before. Ah, the captain exclaimed, his face gradually became strange, let me tidy up. You mean, Sannin Orochimaru disguised as a big-breasted beauty to seduce Kazekage-sama. Then when Kazekage-sama is confused by his female appearance, sneak attack him. Is that what you mean? The team members thought for a while, hey, that seems to be the meaning. Captain, what you said makes sense, But before he finished speaking, he was interrupted by the captain. How is that possible? Are you kidding me? Well, Orochimaru is also a well-known Sannin in the ninja world. Advertisement. In terms of prestige, it is far above 4th Kazekage and Chio consultants. How could you do such a shameful thing? Save Feng Ying first, and then investigate the cause. Seeing that Gigi ignored her, Chie was furious to death. I knew that it must be a psychological problem for a big man to be a woman. I'm also stupid, to actually expect her to help me charm Kazekage so that I can catch him. Forget it, why are you fussing so much with this girl? Seeing the guards of Feng Ying approaching, Chie resolutely sold out his teammates in order not to reveal his identity, and immediately released puppets to attack his partner, Orochi, with a look of regret at the same time. You actually turned into Jizzy, saying, where did you hide her? Is she still alive? Originally, the captain of the guard thought that the red ghost was Orochimaru's teammate, but after hearing this, he realized that this guy was a teammate and hurriedly comforted him. Don't worry, when we take him down, we will definitely find out the whereabouts of your companion from his mouth. Scorpion said gratefully, but at the same time disdainful. Who gave you the confidence to take down Sannin Orochimaru? At this time, Princess Orochi was beating Kazekage Luasha crazily. With his strength, he could have killed Feng Ying Luasha who was seriously injured and still not fully recovered. 0. Ask for flowers. But Ji was ashamed and angry because of her butt being touched for the first time. He didn't intend to let Luo Sha die so easily. If she doesn't vent well and beat her up, she can't release the grievance in her heart at all. Dare to touch my A. Today I will let you know, you Uncle Snake can't touch my A. Sensing the hint in his teammate Scorpion's eyes, Orochimaru didn't even bother to act with him, and blasted Scorpion into the ruins with one blow. Red Ghost. Feng Ying guard looked at his teammates with a worried look on his face, are you alright? The Red Ghost Scorpion crawled out of the ruins with half a puppet body, I can't do it, you must rescue Feng Ying. Ah, I'm dead. 0. Compared with the Big Snake Princess, Shia's acting skills are too exaggerated, but even a group of guards are moved to tears. We will avenge you. As they said, they all rushed forward. If it weren't for the cage-level masters from the village to come, they would have given away their heads in vain. My dad was attacked again. Gaara, who was shopping with teacher Naruto and others, suddenly saw a signal rising into the sky not far away, and exclaimed, "It's over there." He activated the one-tail chakra mode in seconds, armed with the tail beast suit, his total attributes soared dozens of times, and then took off on the sand. Kazekage was beaten again. Kakashi and the others looked strange. Since entering Sunagakure, they knew that Kazekage had been attacked many times. First, he was beaten out of the Funging office building and beaten into a pig's head that no one knew. At that time, Baki's shadow clone solo show in order to protect Funging's reputation was good, but it could only fool those ordinary people. Secondly, in the Puppet Master contest, he was shot into the ground by his son Konkuro Mount. If it wasn't for Chio who happened to be there and gave first aid, it would have been a mistake. A few minutes after that, Bai Chi, a newcomer to the Ninja Super Shadow sequence, suddenly appeared and beat Luo Sha half to death again. Sunagakure 4th Kazekage Luo Sha can be called the worst wind shadow in the history of Ninja World. As a result, he lay down for several days, and now he came out and was beaten again. Who was beaten again this time? Kakashi and others could not help burning the fire of 8 trigrams. Go, follow and see the excitement. 102. Funging Luasha, you were beaten so badly. Advertisement. Naruto was not in a hurry to rush over, because he directed this incident entirely by himself. At this moment, he watched the live broadcast on the spot through Shadow Clone, and naturally knew the whole process of what happened. Different from the Shadow Clone technique in the ninja world, the multiple Shadow Clone technique skills he obtained from the system. The main body can obtain all the information seen and heard by the Shadow Clone outside the field of vision in real time. Equal to Shadow Clone as a part of his body. Therefore, by commanding the Shadow Clone of his hands, feet, eyes and nose as if he had extended beyond his field of vision, he transformed into a touch with both hands, which made Uncle Snake Luo Sha's opponent directly explode. Seeing the crowd rushing over, Naruto was looking forward to it. When Gaara knew about the good thing his father 4th Kazekage did to Orochimaru. When Jiraiya and others learned of the good deed that Orochimaru did to Kazekage Rasa. What expression will it be? When Shisui, Jiraiya and others arrived and saw Kazekage Rasa, they all stopped and their eyes widened. A common voice appeared in their hearts at the same time. Luo Sha, you were beaten so badly. 04 When Orochimaru saw one-tail Jinchuriki Gaara and others coming, Luo Sha, who was beaten half to death before making up the knife. He had no choice but to escape with Shie, who gave up the red ghost puppet and changed the shell of his own puppet. Knowing that Orochimaru appeared and attacked Kazekage, Jiraiya immediately followed the direction given by the guards, and chased after him. Knowing that 4th Kazekage was beaten half to death again, and asked her to go to the emergency. After staying up all night for several nights, he managed to revive the half-dead Luo Sha, but Chio was woken up when he was recovering from sleep. She was so angry that she couldn't help cursing, Luo Sha, what's the point of being beaten half to death every time, you might as well be beaten to death. One of the dignified 5 Kages of the ninja world, one of the 5 strongest people in name, but he is always beaten to death, it's really embarrassing. But Chio still rushed over. After all, there is no one in Sunagakure who can replace Luo Sha as Kazekage. Alas, Sunagakure's prestige is second only to Luo Sha's hero, and he is known as the most promising Yi Kang in the village to become the 5th Kazekage. But because of the shameful PY deal between big countries, he was cheated by Luo Sha not long ago to Kirigakure. What awaits her will be Kirigakure's merciless siege. If possible, she really hoped that the child Yi Kang could escape. After Naruto arrived, he secretly gave Luo Sha a short-lived blood-activating technique and gave simple first aid. 4th Kazekage woke up leisurely and found that her crotch was cold and her key parts were painful. Who I am? Where am I? Why are my pants ripped? Because of the severe pain, Luo Sha's brain was already numb, and his mind was a little blurred. He clutched the bird in a trance, gasped for breath, and finally slowly remembered what happened just now. His face turned black. Where's that B*********** D Orochimaru? Baki also rushed over and asked Kazekage what happened. How did he hear that Sannin Orochimaru appeared? Just as Luo Sha was about to speak, her eyes widened suddenly, as if she saw something terrible. It turned out that Chio's old bark-like hand was about to stroke it, and at the same time asked. 4th Kazekage, where are you hurt? Old man, I will help you heal. Baki also asked. That's right, Kazekage-sama, where did you get hurt? I see you, don't you look injured? It turned out that after Luo Sha woke up and found that some part of his pants was split. Immediately, he used the hem of his wind shadow robe to cover the wound. Although the wound has been beaten by the furious Orochimaru, it is no longer cylindrical and spherical. Even if you ask the medical ninja with the most grandmaster body structure to recognize it, you won't be able to recognize what it is. But that position is too embarrassing and embarrassing. Of course it cannot be seen by others. Advertisement. As Kazekage, he quietly covered up and tried his best to pretend that it wasn't so painful, but he was barely able to do it. So later Baki and Chio. I didn't see Funging Luasha's bloody appearance under Funging Luasha. So he didn't know that Luo Sha's injured part was his bird. In fact, the person present knew where Funging Luasha was injured. Only Mr. Naruto who has been watching the live broadcast here. Witnessing Orochimaru's special attack on Kazecage's place, several members of the Kazekage guard who were still alive after failing to deliver their heads. And Gaara, Shisui, Jiraiya who arrived first. After Naruto arrived with the blonde lowly Temari, he covered the little girl's eyes first. In case she sees the picture of those hot eyes, there will be a shadow in her heart. Then he gave Luo Sha, who was lying in the corpse, a blood-activating technique to replenish blood for first aid to help him wake up. Luo Sha woke up immediately, and found himself in a miserable state of blood and flesh. In desperation, he wanted to die. The last moment I thought about having a sleepless night with GZ, a beautiful girl with a hot body and a beautiful black long straight. In the next moment, Orochimaru, a middle-aged and gloomy old man whose painting style changed from beautiful and lustful to horrifying and gloomy, and recovered his true body, beat him to nothing. If it were you, would you be able to bear it? If you don't think of yourself as the most powerful ruling class in Sunagakure, the village chief. And there are 3 children who have not yet grown up. He really wanted to disappear with his indifference. After barely recovering, he just wants revenge on Orochimaru. But at this time, Toshiro actually said that he would treat him. Terrible. Not to mention that you may not know that Chio's main treatment method is to stick his hands to the wound and input chakra for treatment. But his biggest pain is there. I don't know what the reason is, Orochimaru just hit him directly. His serious injuries were concentrated on the bottom, but they had been completely covered up, while the other parts were not injured at all. How can Aunt Chio touch it there? Don't let other people touch it, even if you beat him to death, you won't say that you were injured there. This made Chio very curious. Did you say you were beaten half to death? How come the old man didn't find the wound? Huh? Chio could feel that the corners of Luo Sha's mouth twitched from time to time, distorted and deformed, but recovered quickly. As a veteran medical ninja who has seen countless injured people with missing arms and legs, Chio knew that this was a reaction that could only come from enduring the severe pain with great perseverance. This made her even more curious. Fengying, where did you get hurt? You don't have to be so desperate. You tell Auntie me, I will help you treat. If you don't tell me, how can I help you treat it? Do I have to find it myself? Saying that, Chio's hands began to feel for Luo Sha's body, and at the same time released chakra for perception. Seeing Aunt Chio's hand touching her, Kazekage didn't know whether he was out of his mind, confused by pain, or something, but couldn't help but secretly curse the female bully. Then, Luo Shaha, who was half dead and depressed, suddenly broke out, jumped up with all his strength, and shouted. Ya butterfly, don't touch me, I'm hopeless. Saying that, Fengying Luasha was still crying so badly. 103. It seems that Kazekage-sama was beaten for touching Orochimaru's advertisement. Seeing her father crying so badly, Gaara, who knew why, fell silent. Since dad is embarrassed to say it, what else can he say? Although he is still young, he also understands that beating chickens and eggs is very painful, whether it is on the physical or psychological level. Master Fengying, why are you crying? Are you still in hallucinations? See clearly, it's the old man Chio. A wrinkled old face was almost stuck on Luo Sha's face. I'm here to save you. Lie down and let me check your injuries. Don't say that it's hopeless, let the old man read it first. In this ninja world, when it comes to medical ninjutsu, I say number 1, except Konoha's Tsunade, no one dares to say number 2. Seeing Luo Sha crying like a child, Baki was also puzzled by Kazecage's strange reaction. Lord Luo Sha, what happened to you? Don't give up on treatment. Let consultant Chio take a look, maybe she can cure it. Gaara hesitated for a moment, but couldn't help but said, Dad, don't give up, just let Grandma Chio have a look, maybe it can grow back. Kakashi, Itachi. The speed was not as fast as that of Shisui, who came in an instant, so Kakashi and Itachi didn't know where Rasa, who was said to have been beaten so badly by Orochimaru, was. Grow out. Where does it grow? Itachi is still young and doesn't know much about 883, but 17-year-old Kakashi, who has experienced Jiraiya's Intimate Paradise series of little yellow texts, has a little guess. Shouldn't it be there? If it is what I guessed, then the question arises, Konoha S-class rebel Orochimaru sneaked into Sunagakure, why did he attack Kazekage? There must be information hidden in it that we don't know yet. Thinking of this, Kakashi's eyes revealed the wise eyes of a detective. Can it grow back? Hearing his son's words, Fengying Luasha's eyes lit up. Thinking about it carefully, physical regeneration seems to be possible. Maybe you can ask Aunt Chio first. Okay, let me tell you where I got hurt, but you guys have to promise me that you must not laugh. Kazekage Luasha stared at Konoha and his party, and this was mainly for them. If it weren't for the fact that Konoha's former ninja god, Senju Hashirama, had the ability to quickly restore his body. Perhaps Konoha has done some research on this aspect, and there may be a solution to his problem. He drove these people away a long time ago, so how could he let them hear it? Shisui immediately shook his head, don't worry, I won't laugh. As the successor of Konoha Fire's will, Shisui has an upright and kind character, so naturally he would not laugh at a top leader of the other ninja village. Although Itachi didn't know what happened, he followed brother Shungshui and nodded. Although Baki, Chio and others didn't know what happened, as subordinates, they naturally wouldn't laugh at the leader. Naruto had already had enough of laughing about this matter, so he shook his head too. Seeing Kakashi's nervous look, Kakashi felt more and more that his guess might be true. If he hadn't held back desperately, he would have burst out laughing. But because he was wearing a face mask, he couldn't see his expression, so he shook his head. Kazekage was also relieved, and after letting the guards take Temari away, she said it out of embarrassment. Knowing that Kazekage was injured, Baki, Itachi and other people who just knew were shocked. Chio, who was still eager to test the wound, withdrew her hand with a swish, with a look of disgust and regret. Puff. A laugh burst out. The expressions of the others are normal. Luo Sha immediately looked at Technician Konoha who was wearing a mask. Did you just laugh at me? Kakashi shook his head. I do not have it. Advertisement. Am I hearing it wrong? Kazekage Rasa's mouth twitched again in pain, and then looked at Chio with hope. Consultant Chio, may I ask if my situation can be helped? Chio's old face was wrinkled, and he couldn't tell whether it was red or not. Even as Kazekage's consultant, her duty is to answer Kazekage's questions, but she said that this time she really doesn't want to answer Kazekage's inquiries. Seeing that advisor Chio didn't speak, Fengying Luosha knew that she had no choice, and her face darkened. Damn Orochimaru. Then everyone realized that it was Orochimaru who attacked Kazekage. Knowing that it was Orochimaru who beat Kazekage Rosa to the ground, everyone was stunned. Baki immediately asked. Orochimaru is fine, why did you fight Kazekage? What the hell happened before? When Fengying thought of the previous events, his face turned dark again. He was so obsessed with the beauty of Orochimaru's disguised woman that he couldn't extricate himself, and even killed himself to drive away the Kazekage guards. How could he have the nerve to say such a thing? Besides, he doesn't know why Orochimaru chose that place and beat him up fiercely, you can change the position anyway. Rosa shook her head. I don't know why Orochimaru did that, maybe he's a pervert. Maybe he is jealous that my genes are too strong, and I have given birth to such two excellent sons, who have Kage-level strength at the age of 3 or 5. Quote. Gaara, Naruto. See what makes you proud. They are strong, that's because I opened it for them, okay. I have a hairy relationship with you. A member of the Wind Shadow Guard raised his hand. I might know why Orochimaru wanted to fight Kazekage-sama, it's just. The captain of the guard saw that it was the man who said Orochimaru disguised himself as a stunning black-haired boy to seduce Kazekage just to beat him up. Why is it you again? What on earth are you trying to say? Fengying heard that someone knew the reason, and she was also very curious, asking. Now that you know the reason, let's say, what's wrong? The guards tiptoed a little, looking frightened. I'm afraid that if I say it, Master Fengying, you will blame me. If Kazekage-sama promises not to punish me, I will say so. As soon as these words came out, everyone was even more puzzled. What happened between Kazekage and Orochimaru? Why does the truth sound like it's not good for Kazekage? Seeing that everyone was looking at him with strange eyes, Fengying Luosha, who was not afraid of the oblique shadow, hurriedly said. You say, I promise not to punish you. The guard heard the words, saw the big men looking at him, and said. Looks like Kazekage-sama touched Orochimaru's and got spanked. Because I heard Orochimaru angrily say to Kazekage-sama earlier. Dare to touch my A. Today I will let you know, you Uncle Snake can't touch my A. As soon as the words came out, the captain of the guard team also nodded, and he seemed to have heard what Orochimaru said. You're talking nonsense. Fengying Luosha's face changed drastically when he heard this. Orochimaru touched my A. Everyone looked at Fengying even more strangely. I didn't expect you to be such a wind shadow. An inexplicable philosophical atmosphere gradually became stronger. Puff. There was another chuckle in the air. 104. You are too beautiful. Orochimaru came all the way to Sunagakure, pretending to be a woman, just to touch Kazekage. Advertisement. This time Kakashi couldn't hide his smile. From the very beginning, he suspected that Orochimaru specially attacked 4th Kazekage, there must be some information that everyone didn't know. Yep, now I know. Orochimaru's A was touched by the 4th Kazekage. Although 4th Kazekage tried to quibble, saying that the one who touched was Orochimaru, the one who was touched was him. But Orochimaru would rather expose his identity than to attack Kazekage, obviously something he had been done that made him unbearable. Kazekage Rasa glared at Konoha technician Kakashi. Are you laughing at me again? He has confirmed that this guy laughed at him. Kakashi thought that this is the highest leader of Sunagakure, who is at the same level as Mr. Minato, so he suppressed his laughter and explained. No, our Konoha ninjas have been strictly trained. No matter how funny it is, we will never laugh. I'm wearing a mask anyway, so you can't see me smiling. Kakashi almost laughed out loud again when he thought of the serious 4th Kazekage, which was so good. Kakashi Rasa doesn't have time to argue with Kakashi right now, so despite explaining himself, everyone obviously didn't believe him. Chio shook his head, lamenting that the world is going downhill, even the head of a dignified village has this kind of virtue, Sunagakure takes juju pills. Baki gritted his teeth and said, Lord Luo Sha, if you need anything, I can actually be sacrificed. Why would you bother with someone as dangerous as Orochimaru? If you looked for me, or gave me an order to look for young and handsome boys in the village, you wouldn't end up in this miserable situation. Gaara's expression was complicated. Although he was only 3 years old, he also knew that it was wrong for his father to be interested in the back of a man, so he also said, "Dad, promise me that you won't touch other men in the future, okay? Although my mother has passed away, you can't do this." Kakashi, PFF'd, Shisui, Itachi, Uncle Naruto, who knew the truth, almost went crazy laughing in his heart. Luo Sha, go on, please me, maybe I will use blood circulation to help you grow. You guys are enough. When I heard that my subordinates and my son misunderstood my good words, and persuaded myself not to do that kind of thing again in the future, even if I did, I had to pay attention to the target. Feng Luosha's face was completely black. No, I didn't, don't talk nonsense. Listen to my explanation. Broken sound. Seeing Feng being forced into such a situation, his face flushed from holding back, everyone had no choice but to say. Lord Fenkage, don't worry, you are still seriously injured, don't get excited, be careful of bleeding from the wound. The worry is real. If it is spread that Sunagakure Fourth Kazekage died of that hemorrhage, then Sunagakure will become the biggest laughingstock of the entire ninja world. Feng Luosha obviously also thought of that terrible possibility, his face turned green with fright, and he immediately forcibly calmed down. For him, death is not terrible, what is terrible is to die from bleeding there. Taking a deep breath, Kazekage Luosha explained what happened before Shikai explained, lest everyone really misunderstand that he is interested in men. As such that, today I was patrolling the village, and I suddenly wanted to find a mother for my 3 children to help me take care of the children. After all, I was busy before and didn't have time to take care of the 3 of them. Then I happened to see a Yamato Nadeshiko-style black long straight woman. All aspects, mainly good-looking face and big breasts, are quite suitable for my remarriage partner. So I went up to strike up a conversation, wanted to get acquainted, tried to catch up with her, married, and let her be the new mother of the 3rd Tamari sibling. Everyone was very puzzled. Talking about the unspeakable things between you and Orochimaru, why are you talking nonsense? What does it have to do with your flirting with Orochimaru? Advertisement. Is it possible that the girl you pick up can also turn into Orochimaru? It's just ridiculous. Kakashi couldn't help complaining in his heart. Feng Luosha continued to explain. At first the atmosphere was pretty good, the girl obviously had a crush on me, she smiled at me. Then I found out that she actually touched my A secretly. Quote. Hearing this, Detective Kakashi felt something was wrong. Just now you seemed to say that Orochimaru touched your place, right? Now you say that other beautiful girls treat you like that. No way. Kakashi's complexion changed, he stared at Kazekage Rasa, wondering if his horrible guess was true. And then, she transformed. She opened her mouth wide and spit out Orochimaru. Before I could react, Orochimaru attacked me and beat me wildly. I swear, I never touched him. Ha 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 ha. Kakashi chuckled. You're still laughing. Feng Luosha scolded Kakashi angrily. Hitaki Kakashi, you are too deceitful, I have endured you for a long time. 0. Asking for flowers. Let me tell you, I'm not kidding. Orochimaru is indeed wearing a kimono, disguised as a big beauty, approaching mine. Kakashi explained. I didn't laugh at you, there was sand in my neck. Poof. Luo Sha pointed at Kakashi and said angrily, you are obviously laughing at me, from just now to now, you haven't stopped. Kakashi couldn't bear it anymore, so he had to explain. Our Konoha ninjas have been strictly trained. No matter how funny it is, we will never laugh unless, we can't help it. And now, I can't help it, sorry. Ha 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 ha. Shisui hurried forward and cast an illusion to make Kakashi stop smiling. It would be bad if Kakashi joked about Kazekage and Konoha Sunagakure broke out in war. The member of the guard also said, what Kazekage said is true. The other members of the guard who saw it also nodded. Gaara's face froze. Sannin Orochimaru sneaked into the village secretly and did nothing wrong, just to pretend to be a woman and get close to you, Dad. Feng Ying blushed and nodded. Orochimaru seems to be pretending to be a beautiful woman, seducing me, and then taking the opportunity to let the snake attack me. After he kicked me a few times, he left, did nothing else, didn't kill me. Oh, by the way, besides touching my butt, I really didn't do anything else. Quote. Chio's face was full of disbelief. The legendary Sannin Orochimaru came all the way here and tried to sneak into Sunagakure secretly. Just to approach you in women's clothing, confuse you, touch your back secretly, and then destroy your place. Baki. The notorious Orochimaru sneaked into the village and did nothing wrong. I just touched Kazekage-sama's butt, and then let the snake destroy your words. For this reason, you deliberately disguised yourself as a beauty with big breasts and long legs. Feng Ying blushed even more. Okay, it seems to be like this. He must know that my 2 sons are very powerful, and he is afraid that I will give birth to more powerful offspring. That's why I came here on purpose, trying to abolish my fertility. It really is sinister. Everyone in Konoha. Naruto snickered. Maybe Orochimaru was jealous of your beauty, or he had nothing to talk about, so he abolished you. Ha ha. 105. Fusion White Zetsu. There is an additional portrait of Senju Hashirama under Feng Luosha. Advertisement. At first outside Sunagakure, the 3 of Kakashi encountered Orochimaru and the Red Sand Scorpion, and they were still wondering what the purpose of these 2 traitors sneaked in here. But now I heard Kazekage Rasa say that Orochimaru, the famous Lengjun in the ninja world, went all the way to Sunagakure. It's just to pretend to be a big beauty for women, to seduce Kazekage, and then abolish his Jill. The faces of Shisui, Itachi and Kakashi became more and more strange. Didn't expect you to be like this, Orochimaru. Although Orochimaru is already Konoha's S-rank rebel ninja, he was one of Konoha's proud master ninja not long ago. Orochimaru actually did such a thing in someone else's village, and it was their Konoha people who lost it. And not only that, according to Kazekage himself, Orochimaru seemed to take the opportunity to touch Kazekage's A when he was disguised as a beautiful woman. But according to the Kazekage Guardians, Orochimaru once accused Kazekage Rasa of touching his A*, and then became angry. Regardless of who touched Kazekage's buttocks and who touched Orochimaru's buttocks. Or both of them are not good things, in fact they touched each other but refused to admit it and blamed each other instead. You Orochimaru, as a classmate of 4th Hokage teacher Jiraiya-sama, you were once regarded as Konoha's respected senior. In the end, it was too old and disrespectful to do such a thing not long after betraying Konoha. I thought that after you betrayed Konoha, something big would happen, but oh for you. Dressed as a stunning beauty to seduce the top leader of Sunagakure wants to have a baby with you. Then took the opportunity to touch her buttocks with a female body, taking advantage of Fengiying Luosha. After making everyone's heart itchy, the painting style changed suddenly and restored the male body, casting a shadow on Fengiying's heart. Then resorted to cutting off sons and grandchildren to abolish him. 3rd Hokage will be silent when he hears this, and Master Jiraiya will cry when he hears it. If you sneaked into Sunagakure because you wanted to kill Kazekage, it is quite in line with your identity as a ninja. Then we won't be as speechless as we are now. But you don't fight in other places, just hit Fengiying Luosha, beat him to a bloody mess, not into a cylinder, not into a ball. This series of coquettish operations can make people's scalp tingle. Shocked, Orochimaru, the famous cold noodle man in the ninja world, did such a thing. So he is so good. Master Jiraiya, you are in danger. Even Shisui couldn't help but sigh. Master Orochimaru, what's wrong with you? What happened to you to make people do such things that are not in line with your previous personality? Kazekage-san Shinobi lives in shame, exposes his dark history in front of his subordinates, his son, and even the ninjas of Ninja Village in other countries. It's not for public shame and punishment. He wanted to think of a solution to the problem of missing chickens. Everyone who doesn't know Konoha, do you have a solution to my problem? Itachi shook his head. He is still an 8-year-old boy. This kind of high energy and difficult problem is really embarrassing for him. And Kakashi didn't just have a cramp, and suddenly said something. Why don't you just have an operation and become a woman, but in fact, it might be good to change your gender and become a woman. Luo Sha, what do you think? What do I think? I really look at you ghost. Kakashi, just wait for me, I will report to you, Minato Old Iron, your words and deeds that mocked my Kazekage over and over again. Kazekage Rasa directly skipped over the 3-year-old Konoha Prince Naruto, looking hopefully at Uchiha Shisui who also beat him half to death. Brother Shisui, do you have a solution? Shisui thought for a while and said, I have. Transplanting our Konoha specialty. Hashirama cells can achieve the purpose of regenerating the missing body, and even inherit the ability of wood style. But the problem is that Hashirama cells will erode the host after transplantation, and most people can't bear this kind of rejection at all. Second. 11. It doesn't matter. Kazekage Luosha immediately shook his head. I am one of the strongest 5 cages in the ninja world. I am confident that I can suppress the rejection of Hashirama cells. What's the problem? If Luo Sha knew, even Shadow Clone could beat Madara, the 5 cages of the ninja world. After transplanting Hashirama cells, he failed to suppress the strong regenerative ability of the good friend cells, so that there was an extra good friend Hashirama on his chest face, then he probably wouldn't dare to say such a thing. Advertisement. Shisui hesitated for a moment, and then said, the second question is that we, Konoha, are the only ones who have studied Hashirama cells and have achieved the highest achievement. We have done many experiments with Hiroki, and the only person who has the hope of safely transplanting Hashirama cells has defected. Treason. Fengiying Luosha seemed to have thought of something, his face changed drastically. The Hashirama cell research expert you're talking about, shouldn't it be the one from Orochimaru? Shisui nodded. Quote, Uchiha Shisui, are you kidding me? Orochimaru is responsible for my current misery, but now you tell me that the only one who can save me is him. That being said, there is nothing to talk about. You go, you all go, I don't want to see you Konoha people again. Kazekage yelled at everyone in Konoha. Baki also understands that if a man doesn't have those words, there will be problems in his heart, so he asked Kakashi and others to leave Sunagakure. After, Kazekage Rasa tried various methods, and even sent Baki to hide his identity, and issued a reward to an underground money exchange that also functions as a mercenary guild in the ninja world. Looking for a way to restore the lost body, I would like to reward 100 million taels. In order to reshape Jill, Luo Sha spent all her life savings and Baki's life savings. If it weren't for the highly paid professional medical ninja Chio who borrowed tens of millions. He was afraid that he would have to embezzle Sunagakure's public funds in order to raise a huge sum of 100 million taels. It just so happened that on that day, Kakuzu, the chief financial officer of the Akatsuki organization, brought his partner Hidan, and took some of the heads harvested by the two to exchange money, and happened to see Baki who had issued a reward. 100 million taels. Hidan and I spent a month traveling to several small countries, harvesting several heads of jonin who were offered bounties on the black market, and the total bounty was only more than 10 million taels. This task, Kakuzu, is leaving, no one can compete with me. Kakuzu didn't even think about it, he took the task first and then talked about it, and then looked at the task content. Restoring the missing body. As one of the famous undead duo of Akatsuki, Kakuzu, who mastered the forbidden technique, said that this is too simple. Tell me, where do you lack flesh? I can use the black tentacles in my body to suture your flesh. Baki didn't expect that when he first came here, he would run into a big guy who can mend the flesh, so it shouldn't be a problem to regenerate the flesh, right? So I told Kakuzu what part of the meat the patient was missing. Kakuzu, who learned the truth, fell silent. 047 I can only sew up the flesh, I can't regenerate your Jill. Cut it from other men and sew it on for you, I can do it. But it goes without saying that it is impossible for you to accept someone else's Jill on your body. But he can't regenerate the body, but someone in the organization can do it. He immediately used Shaoling Tong, which is the forbidden technique magic lamp avatar of the leader Pain, to find the scout code named Xuanwu and ask for a White Zetsu avatar. This is the Hashirama cell division mass produced by Uchiha Madara using the Gedo statue. It's the same White Zetsu clone that filled half of Obito's body. The product made from a piece of meat torn from Madara's body when he was in a decisive battle with his friend, the effect is excellent. Both clients Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Obito had good personal experiences. Fengiying Luasha fused this White Zetsu avatar, and soon Jill and Dandan grew out, and when he was about to give a good review, he found that there was a burst of hotness below, and then there was an extra face. Rosa, who had visited Hokage Rock in Konoha, recognized it immediately. It was the face of Konohagakure first Hokage Senju Hashirama. Fengiying Luasha. After merging the White Zetsu avatar, Kazekage Rasajil has a Hashirama portrait on it. This is something to do later, let's not mention it for the time being. Back to the present time. On the other side, the escaped Orochimaru tore off the human skin mask on his face in order to escape. But just as he returned to his original appearance as a beautiful girl with beautiful breasts, long thighs and long black legs, a pleasantly surprised voice came from behind him. Miss Jizzy. Big Snake G looked back and couldn't help being stunned. It was her old classmate Jiraiya who came. 106. Orochimaru of Jiraiya's son Snake turned into a black long straight beautiful girl. Advertisement. Seeing that I had just beaten the supreme leader of Sunagakure half to death, and just escaped, I ran into my old classmate who had been chasing me. Big Snake was startled and almost let the snake bite Jiraiya. Fortunately, she soon realized that she was not Orochimaru now, but a young girl. The delicate little hands hidden in the kimono gradually relaxed. What do you want to do? The film King Orochi instantly switched to the role of the helpless poor girl who met the middle-aged man who crazily ate her tofu not long ago, and said with a trembling voice. Jiraiya did not expect to meet again with the stunning black long straight girl Jizzy so soon, it just feels like a destiny arrangement. He immediately put aside his pursuit of Orochimaru. His eyes were so focused on lingering on the lovely girl in front of him that he almost didn't let his eyes go. Don't be afraid, I originally planned to arrest the gangster who attacked Kazekage. But I didn't expect to meet Miss Jizzy again. You said, don't we have a good relationship? Saying that, Jiraiya couldn't help but went up to grab Orochiji's little hand again, showing a handsome smile that she thought was handsome. Jiraiya, who has the feeling of first love again in Ms. Himeko. For the happiness of the rest of my life, I have decided, 050. Taking advantage of the fact that no one else is making trouble now, start a strategy frantically. Try to get this girl who is undoubtedly his true love completely. Orochiji looked at Jiraiya's hand, which was tightly grasping her little hand, and was speechless. She exerted the greatest strength that a normal girl can have. But still can't get rid of the hands of old classmates. It seems that the old classmate is already shameless and wants to eat her tofu. Therefore, the pair of beautiful eyes of Orochiji shimmered, as if she was thinking. Do you want to kill your old classmate when he is fascinated by him and loses his mind? But after thinking about it, Orochiji secretly shook her head and rejected the idea. One is that there is no certainty of killing. As a former teammate and colleague of Konoha, she knows how strong Jiraiya is. She has always been obsessed with the study of non-directly lethal forbidden techniques such as immortality technique and resurrection technique, and has neglected the study of destructive ninjutsu. In terms of pure combat effectiveness, Jiraiya has already caught up. And Jiraiya can be recognized by Konoha as the second only to his disciple Namikaze Minato in overall combat power. Surpassing the old man of the third generation, becoming the second master of Konoha. Even if you sneak attack yourself, or even release the AEJ, filthy first generation and second generation, which are not yet highly accurate, and gather 3 major cage-level combat forces. It may not be 100% sure to kill Jiraiya. If the battle drags on for too long, revealing his identity, and being entangled by Jiraiya. There is no doubt that there will be a siege of many cage-level masters. Second, for some unspeakable reason, she doesn't want her old classmate and old partner Jiraiya to know the fact that he has turned into a woman. God knows, what kind of eyes would he look at himself when he knew the truth? Sad, pitiful, awkward, ambiguity. For some reason, in this world, Yin Snake doesn't want Jiraiya to know that she used her reincarnation to become a woman. Let the image of the ruthless Orochimaru stay forever in your heart. Therefore, since she didn't intend to kill Jiraiya here, Orochi can only pretend to be shy. The small face was full of embarrassment after being molested by a middle-aged man. Cut. Advertisement. Jiraiya suddenly cursed inwardly, and retreated her body that was almost attached to Orochiji's body. Just when Orochiji was wondering why Jiraiya let her go suddenly, she saw several people approaching her. One-tailed Jinchuriki Gaara who mastered the power of guarding cranes at the young age of 3. Although he is also 3 years old, his strength is bottomless, and his eyes are full of jokes, as if he is the son of the 4th Hokage, Naruto, who has seen through everything. And Kakashi, Shisui, Itachi and other miscellaneous but not negligible characters. Master Jiraiya, didn't you catch Orochimaru? Water asked. Jiraiya shook her head. After that D Orochimaru attacked Kazekage, he ran away. He ran so fast that I couldn't catch him. He is ashamed to say that he has actually noticed the traces of Orochimaru. It was only because of a sudden encounter with the stunning long straight black girl Himeko that he gave up hunting Orochimaru and turned to pursue the beautiful girl. Seeing that even Konoha's companion is coming, Jiraiya is also holding on to her hand, Orochiji. Jiraiya, you may not know it, but you have already caught me Orochimaru. Didn't catch Orochimaru. Naruto also looked at Jiraiya's hand, which was tightly holding Orochiji's wrist, with a playful face, and asked with a smile. Then tell me, whose hand are you holding? Jiraiya's old face turned red, and reluctantly let go of the big snake's tail. He had completely forgotten that he was afraid that Miss GZ would run away from him again, so he held on tightly to his matter. Hearing what Naruto said, Jiraiya, who didn't know the identity of Orochi, didn't understand what he meant at all. I thought Naruto was joking, accusing him of taking care of the girls, and forgot about arresting them, so I felt a little ashamed. It's kind of embarrassing to be caught by the boss when you go out to work and get fish and girls. Jiraiya touched her head in embarrassment, coughed lightly, and said. Then what? I happened to meet Miss GZ who was alone. I'm afraid that she, a helpless girl, will be in danger when she encounters a murderous gangster like Orochimaru. So I stayed here to protect her and prevent her from being attacked by bad guys. Quote. Because Kazekage Rasa did not say that Orochimaru's disguised beauty's name is Himeko, lack of information. In addition, Orochiji's acting skills are really strong, and she performed an ordinary little girl's panic when she suddenly sees many famous figures in the ninja world, very well. Therefore, except for the Crown Prince Naruto who knows everything, no one doubted Orochiji at all, but couldn't help shaking their heads secretly at Jiraiya. What about, in the name of Jiraiya, I swear to bring back Orochimaru. As a result, as soon as I met a beautiful girl, I forgot about the business. To prevent other young ladies from being bullied by bad guys. I see that time just now, and now this time, the villain who has been bullying other girls is you Jiraiya, okay. Seeing that everyone was silent and looked at him with strange eyes that I understand, Jiraiya almost lost his old face, so he quickly changed the subject. By the way, what happened to Kazekage Rasa who was attacked by Orochimaru? Is he alright? As soon as these words came out, the expressions on everyone's faces became even more strange. Jiraiya, who saw everyone's strange expressions, also felt strange. What's wrong? Could it be that Kazekage Luasha is doing something else? I was so anxious just now that I didn't notice where he was hurt. Quote. Seeing everyone's strange expressions, and hearing Jiraiya ask Kazekage where Rasa was injured. Even Dashiji, an old Siji in the film industry, couldn't help but change slightly. No way. Is Jiraiya going to know right away that I was touched by Kazekage Rasa, and then I abolished Kazekage Rasa Gil? No. Please don't say that kind of thing to Jiraiya in front of my face. Am I Uncle Snake shameless? 107. Jiraiya. Orochimaru actually dresses up as a woman to seduce Kazekage Rasa. Advertisement. Sensing Jiraiya and Orochiji's uncomfortable expressions, Naruto just thought it was funny. It was decided that he would tell Jiraiya all sorts of interesting things about his old classmate Orochimaru. Speaking of funnying, in fact, he has been greatly injured, whether it is physically or psychologically. As soon as teacher Naruto said that he wanted to talk about his father's lack of chickens, Gaara's soft and cute face suddenly showed 2 touches of blush, and now dissuaded him. Naruto-sensei, how can you say such things casually? Seeing Gaara, son of the wind and shadow, blushing and embarrassed, Jiraiya felt very strange. Your father was injured, why are you ashamed as a son? Could it be? Well, after thinking about it for a long time, Jiraiya, who was successfully desensitized by Orochimaru, couldn't figure out why she had such a strange reaction. 560. Naruto laughed loudly, patted his apprentice on the shoulder, pointed at Orochi, it's okay, this lady is not an outsider. Not only were everyone puzzled, Naruto's words also surprised Orochiji. I am not an outsider. What's the meaning? Did you see that I'm Orochimaru? If my identity has been exposed, then I endured the shame just now, and assumed the role of a shy little girl. What is the matter with Jiraiya? Then didn't I touch Jiraiya's little hand for nothing, and was played by this shameless old classmate for nothing? Just when the big snake princess felt a little desperate. Naruto winked at Orochimaru and Jiraiya, who was only half a step away from her and refused to stay away. A suggestive expression that you still can't see it. Dengtang Sanin Jiraiya personally went out to pursue a little girl, how can there be a saying that she can't get it? It won't be long before I want to see that Jiraiya and this lady will hold a wedding in Konoha. Since this lady is the future wife of Jiraiya, she is naturally not an outsider. Quote. When Orochi heard that this was the reason, Naruto didn't discover her identity, so she breathed a sigh of relief. What the hell? Jiraiya got me. Jiraiya and I have a wedding in Konoha. How is this possible? Even if it is the film King, Dashiji suddenly heard the words of Beng Sangwan, shock flashed in his eyes, and his face turned red with anger. But her little face was flushed with anger, but others in Konoha saw it as a shy reaction after calling out the good thing. So Kakashi and others immediately looked at Jiraiya with admiration. Unexpectedly, Master Jiraiya's sword is not old, but the skill of flirting with girls is still possible. Not long after I got started, I met such a superb black, long straight and beautiful girl. Hearing that Naruto boasted that he would marry Himeko soon. Seeing that GZ didn't deny it outright, but had a shy look on her face. Jiraiya also thought what Naruto said was true, so she almost couldn't close her mouth from ear to ear. I didn't expect Miss GZ to say no, but in fact, I have been tempted by me. At that time, everyone will definitely be invited to the wedding, so don't refuse me. Big Snake G was angry. Who wants to marry you? Being scolded like this, Jiraiya didn't care, instead she looked happy. He figured it out, this Miss GZ was a Tsunere, so he had to listen to her words the other way around. For example, the words just now have to be heard as, I want to marry you. Hey, advertisement. I didn't expect Miss GZ that you wanted to marry me so much. Jiraiya's face rippled again. Big Snake G gritted her teeth secretly. Jiraiya, you want to fart. I'm Orochimaru with a man's heart and a woman's body. If you keep flirting with me like this, believe it or not, my old lady, Lousy exposed his identity, it will make you blind. I don't believe that at that time, when you see my body and think of my original appearance, you will still fall in love with me. Gaara doesn't care whether a middle-aged single old man in other villages gets married or not, what he cares about is his father's face. After admiring the subtle expressions on Orochimaru's face that only he could understand, Naruto said. Furthermore, there are so many people from the Wind and Shadow Guards, and our Konoha people know it too. The indescribable incident between your father and Orochimaru will soon spread throughout the ninja world. Quote. What? Gaara's face changed drastically. No, you can't. The people of the Wind Shadow Guard have ordered them not to talk nonsense. And you Konoha people, since the rebellious ninja in your village has done such a shameful thing, you shouldn't gossip around, right? That's not necessarily. Naruto pointed to Itachi, who was the youngest besides him and Gaara, not to mention, we have an 8-year-old child here. Bai is now telling him to keep him secret, but he is a child after all. After going back, he will definitely not be able to control himself, and will definitely show off this matter to his little friends everywhere. 9. I'm only 8 years old, so I'm really sorry. If he didn't know how terrifying Naruto's true strength is, Itachi would have refuted it a long time ago. Shameful thing. Jiraiya was taken aback. What shameful thing did my classmate Orochimaru do? Speaking of which, what happened to Feng Ying? He became more and more curious about what happened between his old classmate and Feng Ying. Big Snake G's face darkened. Even her actor-level acting skills couldn't maintain her face that was about to break down. She roughly already knew what Naruto was going to say. Shut up. Don't say it. We'll throw my men at Uncle Snake. While admiring the wonderful expression changes of the snake girl, Naruto laughed heartily. He was talking to Jiraiya, but he looked at the big snake girl the whole time. Jiraiya, don't you know that your old classmate, Orochimaru, a well-known cold-faced gentleman in the ninja world, sneaked into Sunagakure, and unexpectedly dress up as a woman, pretending to be a stunning 0.2 beauty, to seduce Kazekage Rasa. Then he took the opportunity to touch Luo Sha's A*, and then crippled his Jill. Ha 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 ha. Kakashi didn't know what kind of joke came to mind again, so he also laughed along with Yintian. Shisui and Itachi held back desperately. After all, both of them are serious people, and they have received strict training in the ninja school. It is wrong to make fun of the shadow of other villages. So no matter how funny Naruto says, they will never laugh unless they can't help it. PFF'd. Ha 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 ha. In the wanton laughter of Naruto and others. Jiraiya was completely dumbfounded. My classmate Orochimaru's women's dress seduced Kazekage Rasa. 108. One-click installation of Mangekyo Sharingan. Itachi, your plugin has arrived. Advertisement. Hearing that her father's story was told in public again, Gaara was so ashamed that she wished to give herself a full set of sand-binding beer. Big Snake. Who did that to Kazekage? No, I didn't. Don't talk nonsense. Obviously he was the one who attacked me, okay. And I don't have women's clothing at all, okay. I, Orochimaru, am a girl now. However, seeing Naruto looking at her jokingly in front of Jiraiya, and saying that at the same time, as if to see her own reaction, Jiraiya also had a bad feeling in her heart. Why do I feel that this kid already knows my identity and is just teasing me now? After Jiraiya heard about the amazing behavior of her old classmate, her face suddenly became depressed, as if something important in her heart was broken. He looked up at the sky, couldn't help shaking his head, and sighed. Oh, it's all my fault that I became obsessed with the literary creation of the Intimate Paradise series. Didn't take the time to develop a good bond with Orochimaru, so that he was farther and farther away from the evil path. As a result, Orochimaru not only did human experiments, but also defected from Konoha, and even disappeared from 04 for a few days, and then learned that he actually fell in love with this. Thinking about it, this is actually a matter of time. No wonder Orochimaru used to be rude to the girls who confessed to him, but often secretly looked at me instead. Now that I think about it, he clearly covets my handsome face. God, I never thought I'd been in such a dangerous situation before. It turned out that he had been coveting my beauty all the time, trying to plot against me. For the first time in my life, I, Jiraiya, regret that I was born handsome. But fortunately, I left Konoha a few years ago, and have been collecting materials from outside to engage in literary creation, otherwise I might lose my evening festival. Everyone. IFK. We seem to have heard something amazing. The secret that Sannin Jiraiya and Orochimaru have to tell. Tsunade-sama, it's no wonder you're still single now. I didn't expect the truth to be the two of the best young men in Konoha who were at the same time as you were secretly having this kind of relationship. Slip. Exclamation mark. Orochimaru's little hands hidden in the sleeves of the kimono suddenly tightened, and a mouthful of old blood almost spewed out of her mouth. Don't keep a fart in the evening. Since you were discovered peeping in the women's bathroom a long time ago, and you were beaten half to death by Tsunade, and you were happy when you were beaten, all your integrity has been shattered, okay. Also, peeping at you. I used to take you as a joke for pursuing Tsunade but always being hit by the tail of the crane. If it weren't for being unable to fight, Uncle Snake was so angry that he really wanted to kill Jiraiya, and by the way, kill all the people present who heard Jiraiya's nonsense. Seeing that Naruto was looking at his expression again, Uncle Snake blushed without heartbeat, suggesting to himself. You are talking about Orochimaru, what does it have to do with me, Orochima? Why should I be angry? I am not angry. Orochimaru died long ago, and there will only be Orochimaru in the future. Knowing the dark history of the supreme leader of Sunagakure, everyone in Konoha couldn't stay longer, so they had to leave Sunagakure. Gaara and Temari bid farewell with tears. Jiraiya was also in tears. Miss Jizzy, next time you come to Konoha to play, I, Sannin Jiraiya, will treat you well. Okay. Big Snake G endured her shame, and let out a little girl's cute voice. Then what I said in my heart was, next time I go to Konoha, I will definitely bring the Impure World Reincarnation Army to my door, huh. Advertisement. Complete choice 3, reward 5 treasure chests. Close black lens bracket. Uncle Naruto happily put the treasure chest into the storage space, watched 3 steps and 2 turns, reluctant to leave his Jiraiya. Miss Jizzy couldn't help but said. Do you think that Himeko could be Orochimaru? Kakashi, Shisui, Itachi. Jiraiya. Seeing everyone's shocked and puzzled faces, Naruto explained. Didn't Kazekage and his guards say that Orochimaru was disguised as a beautiful girl with long black hair? And this kind of description is clearly talking about GZ, okay. When Kakashi heard it, hey, it seems really possible, and then they all looked at Jiraiya with weird faces. Even the 8-year-old Itachi is no exception. This trip seems to have opened the door to the new world and learned a lot. Jiraiya was dumbfounded. Could it be that I was flirting with my classmate Orochimaru all along? Could it be that the beautiful girl who brought me the feeling of first love and made me fall in love at first sight is Orochimaru, who was more than a disguise? Thinking about it this way, it is really possible that when he chased Orochimaru, he suddenly met Himeko. Wouldn't it be possible that Orochimaru expertly finished the women's clothing at that moment? Etc. As if suddenly remembering something, Jiraiya hurriedly said. Himeko's little hands are super soft, and Orochimaru is the same age as me, how can a middle-aged man's hands be so soft? Jiraiya was relieved to find out that Himeko was not the reason for Orochimaru. Unexpectedly, Shisui was hesitant, but he still said. Orochimaru's own secret ninjutsu, software transformation, seems to increase the flexibility of the body. That is to say, no matter how old Orochimaru is, his body including his hands are very soft. Quote. The smile on Jiraiya's face gradually twisted into a disgusted expression. Shisui couldn't bear it, and quickly said, but I feel that Jizzy didn't wear a mask, and her beauty should be what she is. Only then did Jiraiya remember that she had tried it with chakra through direct contact at the beginning. That Himeko is indeed not the effect of transformation technique, nor is it disguised by a mask, but the truth. Do you think that when I grab someone's little hand, I can't help but want to eat his young lady's tofu? No, I'm not missing a chance to catch Orochimaru. Naruto chuckled secretly, because that's what Orochimaru looks like now. I don't know whether it is out of interest or other indescribable reasons. In short, he used the living corpse reincarnation technique to change the body of a beautiful girl with black long straight. But Naruto didn't say anything about it. After all, Uncle Snake wants to save face, okay. Just let Jiraiya find out for herself. Now, let's open the treasure chest and have fun. Itachi, come, break open this box. Naruto took out a treasure chest with the highest degree of compatibility with Itachi, handed him a hammer, and smiled. Itachi took the hammer, listened to Naruto's words, pointed at the box, and hit it with a hammer. Open black lens bracket ding. You have opened the treasure chest. Close black lens bracket. Mangekyo Sharingan one-click installation. Hearing this first hint, Naruto's eyes lit up. Itachi, the plugin you ordered has arrived, please check it. The plugin package includes Tsukuyomi, one of the strongest illusions, Amaterasu, the strongest physical attack, Ninja Gundam Sasu no. Side effects. Ancestral Uchiha Kidney Market. 109. My cat-eared maid is so cute. Advertisement. What's this? Itachi pointed to an eyeball in the box, which looked scary. This is a cheat that will let you go straight to cage level. Naruto laughed. This eyeball is not a Sharingan, but a Mangekyo Sharingan installation upgrader, which is only realized in the form of an eyeball. The effect is to upgrade all one's Sharingan to Mangekyo Sharingan. Cheating. Itachi smiled happily. I also have cheats. He heard Naruto say the word cheating. Gaara became so strong because Naruto cheated on him. Although he is only 8 years old, he has a great reputation in Konoha. As Konoha Genin, who has just graduated from ninja school for a year, he has defeated many special Jonins, and is known as a super genius of the Uchiha family whose talent is no less than that of Shisui. 977, can now come to Sunagakure and see the two children brought out by Naruto. 3-year-old Perfection One-Tail Jinchuriki Gaara. The 5-year-old Kankuro, who Naruto bestowed the title of Naruto Puppet Maker. All have cage-level combat power. He was quite upset, and also a little jealous. There is a kind of resentment that everyone is a Konoha person, so why don't you take me out? Itachi picked up the eyeballs and asked, how does this work? The others also looked at Naruto and Itachi, knowing what the hell the strange big eyeballs were for. Naruto smiled wickedly. Come on, point to your eyes, look at everyone, and tell me a line. In my pair. In fact, it can be used directly, but Naruto always wants to do a spoof. Itachi was obedient, and pretended to point to his eyes, looked at Jiraiya, Shisui and Kakashi, and said coolly. In front of my pair of eyes, all your moves are meaningless. Jiraiya, Shisui, Kakashi. Itachi, do you know who you're talking to? Naruto almost laughed out loud when he saw this. An 8-year-old child. To the master of the original 4th Hokage, 7th Hokage, Pen Nagato. Facing the original 6th Hokage Kakashi who has the power of double Kamui 6 paths, even Ōtsutsuki Kagaya can split 50-50. Facing the strongest illusionist below 6 paths who, if he hadn't died early, maybe 2 shots of distinguished heavenly gods would have allowed Obito and Madara to guard Konoha wholeheartedly. It is also interesting to say such pretentious words. Then he helped Itachi activate the Mangekyo Sharingan one-click upgrade function of Big Eyeball. Ah, Uchiha Itachi suddenly covered his eyes and screamed. What's wrong? Shisui asked with concern. Naruto, what's going on, Itachi? My eyes hurt so much. Hey, suddenly it doesn't hurt anymore. Everyone was stunned, then you screamed a fart just now. We thought you were blind. But the next moment, Shisui and the others were stunned when they saw the eyes exposed after Itachi put down his hand. Itachi, why did your eyes turn into Mangekyo Sharingan? Ferret. Opened Mangekyo Sharingan at the age of 8, Madara would also be silent when he heard it, feeling that he can't be provoked. Naruto came up, patted Itachi on the shoulder, and encouraged. Come on, try your new ability, and stare over there. Advertisement. Hearing this, Itachi stared at the sand pile in front of him. Suddenly black flames ignited. The heat radiation brought by the ultra-high temperature makes it impossible for everyone to get close. Jiraiya gasped. This temperature and power is probably no less than my Sage Art Gomon, even the esophagus of Iwajuku Toad can be burned through quickly. Shisui nodded. I've confirmed that this is undoubtedly one of the top fire-style ninjutsu. Itachi, you are so strong. Kakashi. Everyone present, Sannin Jiraiya, Shunjin Shisui, 8-year-old Itachi, 3-year-old Naruto. Why do I feel like I'm gradually becoming the weakest one? It's fine if you can't beat Naruto who is the reincarnation of Sage of 6 Paths. If I wait until I can't beat an 8-year-old Itachi. Where do you want me to put Kakashi's face? Naruto looked at Itachi with the gaze of a parent watching a child grow up. As soon as the eye hanger is upgraded, he can use Amaterasu, and Itachi is really powerful. He smiled and said, Itachi, when you go out in the future, don't forget the line I told you just now. Also, I gave you a new title, Itachi God. Don't be envious of Kakashi, you also have a nickname called 50-50. Kakashi. Compared with Itachi's Itachi God, isn't this nickname even more impressive? Can I change it? Can you call me Kashin, Kahuang, and Kadian? Seeing that Naruto took out a treasure chest, he opened the treasure that can let the 8-year-old Itachi open Mangekyo Sharingan, even Shisui couldn't stand it. Master Naruto, although I also have Mangekyo Sharingan, the side effects are too great, and I often feel weak in my limbs as if I have been hollowed out. Do you still have a treasure chest? Naruto waved his hand. Let's wait until we finish reading the things that were opened from the treasure chest that Itachi broke open. In addition to a large eyeball that has been used, there is also a bottle containing small pills and a book in the box. Open black lens bracket Luwei Emperor pills, treat kidney deficiency, you deserve it. Effect. Treat Mangekyo Sharingan side effects close black lens bracket. My little sister can't be so cute. Sister chapter, my brother can't be that cute. Naruto looked at it and shook his head secretly. The things that were offered were basically useless to him. But obviously it's all useful to Itachi. That, my brother can't be this cute, fit Brokon's Itachi's taste very well. For the treasure chest just opened, the ferret has the highest degree of fit, with 70%, and the other people's highest is less than 50%. Then try next, if the fit is low, what can be opened? Naruto took out another treasure chest. For this treasure chest, Jiraiya is the lowest among all the people present. Come on, smash one. What everyone smashes is different, it depends on the face. 2.4 After Jiraiya smashed, two things appeared in the eyes of everyone, a book and a flashlight. Self-cultivation of a maid with cat ears, from dressing to talking, teaches you how to become a qualified maid step by step. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Da Vinci's flashlight close black lens bracket. Jiraiya took the book, opened it, and quickly read it with gusto. Shisui couldn't help asking, Master Jiraiya, do you want to learn how to be a maid with cat ears? When I think of Jiraiya wearing cat ears, the picture is really eye-catching. Jiraiya's old face flushed, and he was embarrassed to say that he was looking at all kinds of cat-eared maid beauties, and explained. This book just happens to give me a lot of inspiration for my new book, My Cat-Eared Maid is So Cute, and I am drawing materials. 110. I am the One Piece in the Hokage world. Come out, 3 Admiral Shichibukai 4 Emperors. Advertisement. Konoha others. I believe you ghost. You old man is very sad. By the way, what is this? Kakashi asked, pointing to a flashlight. Having seen the props that can upgrade Itachi to Mangekyo Sharingan at once, Kakashi wondered what the flashlight is for. Naruto said. This is one of the works of Leonardo da Vinci, the inventor of Otherworld, and the effect is unique. What's the function? Itachi asked. Can it shoot more powerful light than my Amaterasu? No, its functions are far beyond your imagination. Naruto shook his head, and said, this is a solar-powered flashlight. No need to use batteries, and it will automatically light up when there is light. Quote. Without batteries, it can be turned on when there is light. It sounds very powerful. Itachi exclaimed, then suddenly frowned, hey, wait. What seems wrong? What about when there is no light? When there is no light, it will never light up. Naruto affirmed. Everyone. That's a fart. At first I thought Master Jiraiya could create something more powerful. What a disappointment. How do you feel that the things Jiraiya-sama opened 04 are all rubbish? Ext. My face is black. Naruto, where did you get this treasure chest? Jiraiya couldn't help asking. Not to mention the garbage he released, but the props released by Itachi immediately upgraded his Sharingan to Mangekyo Sharingan. This kind of box is too powerful. Hey, don't you know? Naruto deliberately wondered, have you never heard of such a sentence? Want my treasure chest? If you want it, go to the sea and find it, I put it all there. Ever since I was born, I have had an old grandpa say this to me in the back of my mind. So in the past 3 years, I sent people to sea to search, only to find 3. Naruto spoke such nonsense with all seriousness. Hearing Naruto's words, everyone in Sleepy and Yi was stunned. Could it be that this magical treasure chest was left by the ancestor of the ninja world, Sage of Six Paths? Are there many such magical treasure chests above the ocean? Maybe it's time for Konoha to form a ninja fleet to explore the sea. Sudden. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations, host, you have started an important side mission. I am the One Piece in Hokage. Close black lens bracket. Task content. Open the Great Pirate Era in the Hokage world, and create 3 major forces. Admiral, Shichibukai and 4 Emperors. Close black lens bracket. Reward. As the mission progresses, you can continue to obtain devil fruit and character skills in the world of One Piece, and help the host change, play, create, bad, Hokage worldview. Close black lens bracket. Remarks. The obtained devil fruit and skill books can be used by the host himself, or can be put into the treasure chest to give to Hokage world characters. Close black lens bracket. Hearing the prompt in his mind, Naruto showed a more cheerful smile on his face. I was still thinking about where to go next after Sunagakure, the land of the winds. It's decided, the next copy of Mist Shinobi will be open. You can also pull in the neighbor Cloud Shinobi village. Let them form an alliance, so world government will be there. As for Admiral with the highest combat power, the tentative candidates are Kirigakure's future 5th Mizukage Terumi Mei, and the 2 Jinchuriki of Cloud Shinobi village. If the strength is not enough, the history will come together. As for Shichibukai, Kirigakure happens to have 7 swordsmen. The only thing to consider is the selection of the 4 emperors. Well, there are no strong characters in the current rebellious ninja. You can't go to the Shao organization to snatch people. Advertisement forget it, let's go to the country of water first. I really can't find a suitable candidate, and there are 4 people in front of me. Everyone in Konoha was scared by Naruto, always thinking that something bad would happen. Because the compatibility between the remaining 3 treasure chests and everyone present is too low, it is clear that nothing good can be opened. So Naruto didn't intend to let Kakashi and Shisui, who looked at Itachi enviously, open the box. Okay, next we're going to Kirigakure. Jiraiya, are you going? Naruto didn't ask the 3 of Kakashi, as if he had already arranged the itinerary for them. Looking at the cute little 9 tails rubbing against Naruto's feet, Itachi opened his mouth, as if he wanted to say something, but he still didn't say anything. I seem to have come out just to find a pet fox, right? But now that the pet has returned to its owner, can I return to Konoha to hand in the task? But, why am I going back? Continue to do D-level and C-level tasks? How can it be fun to be with Naruto? Moreover, it feels really cool to open and hang. Itachi decisively accepted Naruto's arrangement for him. Go to the country of water with you to play? Jiraiya frowned. Jitang ta shi chu lai wa bu Orochimaru de, jiaguo mei wa zu, fan er jiao dao la genai, dang ran yi bei na gi xian zu ji bai chi hen zo la yi dun. So many things have happened, he is now in a hurry to go back to Konoha to discuss things with 3rd generation 4th generation, how can he have the time to play with a 3-year-old child? So of course his answer was, okay, I'll go too. Nonsense. Can you not go? Didn't you see that Kirigakure's 2 children, 3-year-old Gaara, 5-year-old Kankuro, and Konoha's 8-year-old Itachi, are all active and have cage-level strength? If he didn't follow Naruto to get some cheating benefits, he might not be able to beat a bunch of young children in the future. Ding! Jiraiya has joined your team. Naruto seemed to hear such a hint. But before leaving the Land of Winds, he had to finish up the copy of Sunagakure and implement a wicked idea. This is the idea that came to him when he went shopping with Tamari's siblings and saw cute girls wearing cat ears and cat tails everywhere in Sunagakure. 680 is to let Sunagakure vigorously develop cat-eared girls and other secondary economy, such as cat-eared girl puppet figure, cat-eared girl maid shop and so on. In the end, it became the 2-dimensional cultural center of the ninja world, making the cat-eared girl a sacred object that can inspire Sand Shinobi people, and even ninja people. And Gaara has always wanted to help his father 4th Kazekage revive Sunagakure's economy that has fallen into a slump due to war consumption and daimyo's cutbacks. Since you, Gaara, care so much about the economy of the village and the people who used to be afraid, then debut as a cat-eared girl idol. Wait a minute, I'll go back. After speaking, Naruto suddenly disappeared. Everyone. The big guys are gone, what should we do? Or, Jiraiya felt a little bored, so she said casually. Itachi, let's fight Kakashi and see who is stronger. Master Jiraiya, are you serious? I am elite Jonin with Jonin title. And Itachi is just an 8-year-old who just graduated from school for a year. Who is stronger? Needless to say, Ferret. Are you still asking which one is better, Kakashi or me? Master Jiraiya, are you serious? Seeing the Amaterasu I released just now, do you still think that I am not Kakashi's opponent? Shisui. Well, I really want to know this too. 111. In order to save the village, Gaara decided to debut in women's clothing and become an idol. Advertisement. Although Itachi is only Konoha genin who just graduated from ninja school for 1 year and is only 8 years old. But his previous strength was comparable to that of Special Jonin. Now that Mangekyo Sharingan has been opened, the strength has been improved to a higher level. At least it has the strength of Jonin and even elite Jonin. Maybe even have cage level strength. Alas, next to Naruto who can sweep Konoha with Shadow Clone, I feel that cage class is becoming less and less valuable. So Shisui is very curious, Itachi who just opened Mangekyo Sharingan. Compared with Konoha's elite Jonin Kakashi, who is now one of the best in the Cenozoic algebra. Which one is stronger? Fighting Itachi. Let's not do it. Kakashi immediately shook his head. I really don't want to bully a child. Itachi shook his head almost at the same time and said, no, I really don't want to bully brother Kakashi. Before Kakashi finished speaking, his pupils shrank sharply when he heard Itachi's answer. Don't want to bully me? Talk like you can beat me. You may not believe it, but I also have a Mangekyo Sharingan. When I saw people saying that your eye is Mangekyo Sharingan just now, I was shocked. Isn't it almost the same as my left eye? It turns out that the Sharingan that Obito transplanted to me after Lin's death evolved into a Mangekyo Sharingan. So, everyone has Mangekyo, and I have it before you. Just hit it, whoever is afraid of it. If I don't fight, if people think that I am the dignified Hitaki Kakashi, the one with the worst strength in this team, it will be a shame. Fight, you must fight. It just so happens that you, Itachi, have just activated Mangekyo Sharingan, and you need to find someone to practice with. Brother, I am Hitaki Kakashi, but I actually have a Mangekyo Sharingan, worker. Amid the shocked gazes of the crowd, Kakashi removed the mask that had been blocking his left eye, revealing the Mangekyo Sharingan. Then he hooked his hand at the 8-year-old Itachi. Itachi, come on, today I'm going to let you know that Technician Konoha is amazing. Naruto didn't know, when he returned to Sunagakure to make trouble. Kakashi and Itachi started a battle to compete for the second last place in the team's strength. What? Are you willing to invest 1 billion in Sunagakure? 4th Kazekage looked at the fat businessman who came to Sunagakure not long ago and several boxes of gold next to him, with a look of surprise on his face. Naruto nodded, then took out a photo. The same photo is also in 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, and Kushina has also seen it, and discussed about the candidates for his son's future wife. It is a photo of Naruto swimming with Temari and Iluji in Sunagakure. He discovered it when he was photographed, but after Naruto caught the sneak photographer, he found that it was Konoha and Ninja lurking in Sunagakure, who was directly subordinate to his father. I didn't deal with it, and asked for a photo at the same time, just for this occasion. This is a photo I got by chance. I found that the two little girls in the photo have great potential to be idols. Two little girls. Kazekage Rasa was taken aback for a moment, and then realized that he was pointing at Temari and Gaara's other form, Iluji. Advertisement, what do you want to do to them? There was vigilance in Luo Sha's eyes. Naruto, who turned into a fat businessman, smiled and handed Luo Sha a plan. After I came to Sunagakure, after research, a star project came into being. Therefore, I would like to invite the two in the photo to join my idol group, Meow Ninja. Make my daughter and son stars? Can you still get 1 billion taels of sponsorship? Is this pie in the sky? At this time, Fungying Luosha, who is about to solve the problem of lack of chickens, is about to agree. Baki exclaimed. No way, Kazekage-sama, Miss Temari is fine. Anyway, with Gaara and Kankuro two powerful young masters, there is no need for her to fight and kill, being a star is very good. But Iluazi's identity is not ordinary, Fungying Luosha just remembered. Iluji in that photo, but currently the #1 master of Sunagakure, perfect one-tailed Jinchuriki, his son Gaara. How could the strategic weapon in the village do such a thing? And even if he agrees, there is nothing he can do if his son disagrees, because he can't beat his son. But Chio, who didn't know Iluazi's identity as Gaara, was dissatisfied and asked secretly. What are you hesitating about? I think this idol project is pretty good. Kazekage, it's not like you don't know the current situation of our Sunagakure. Although relying on your policy of supporting cat-eared girl culture, a lot of commercial activities related to cat-eared girls have been increased and domestic demand has been stimulated. However, in terms of foreign investment, it is still lacking. And the bulk of the tax collectors are all these. The plan promises that various facilities such as large cinemas and theaters will be built in Sunagakure. These are the moves that will save Sunagakure's economy. Baki secretly tells Chio that Iluoko in the photo, is a Jiao, is the strongest form of Gaara and Shukaku combined. Chio was silent. After Gaara defeated the White Shinigami by Chi, his popularity can be said to be in full swing in Sunagakure today. No one can force him to do what he doesn't want to do. And transformed into a cat-eared lowly girl, debuted as an idol with her sister. Such a shameful thing is too difficult for a boy. Gaara would never accept a spoon. I do, knowing everything, Gaara agreed without hesitation. This matter is nothing to me, and I also want to help my father solve the difficulties in the village. In order to save the village, Gaara resolutely decided to dress up as a cat-eared lowly girl, and together with his sister Temari, debuted as an idol. 112. Mother-in-law Chio made her debut and became the idol of the girls of Meow Ninja. Advertisement. After receiving Kazecage's reply, Naruto was about to sign the contract when a prompt sounded in his head. Two people are not in groups, and the Meow Ninja group needs to recruit another person to join. Choose. The host is big. Close black lens bracket. Option 1. Let Baki with thick eyebrows and big eyes dress up as a woman and join the girl idol group Ninja Ninja. Reward Baki favorability plus 100. Choice 2. Kankuro, who feels that he will never love again, will join the girl idol group Meow Ninja with his beloved Iluji. 1 reward box. Close black lens bracket. Choose 3. Let Chio, the important female character in the original work, dress up beautifully, and then join the idol group of ninja girls. 1 reward box. Close black lens bracket. Naruto. Originally, Naruto had already made a choice when he heard choice 2, but another wonderful choice came out. Let the 70-year-old Chio, Temari and Iluji 2 little Lolita join Meow Ninja together and become members of the girl idol group? System, are you serious? Even if you dress up again, how beautiful and cute do you expect a 70-year-old grandma to dress up? When everyone is Chow Bila, you can change from a grandma to a loli. Just when Naruto decided to choose 2 regardless of the reward, a reminder sound appeared in his head again. Ding! It was detected that the special treasure chest of the original female character Chio appeared in the 3 remaining treasure chests of host. Close black lens bracket. Exclusive treasure chest. Over 80% fit with the treasure chest. It is strongly recommended to let the corresponding characters open their exclusive treasure chests, so that there will be no less than 3 props, and it is guaranteed to be fun and interesting. Close black lens bracket. Naruto was speechless. 710. The system made it clear that you want me to choose 3, right? Are you a devil? Okay, I want to see what good things Chio can come up with. Before I cooperate with you Sunagakure, I want to give you a treasure. This is the magical treasure chest I found in the sea. It is said that it was left by the ancestor of the ninja world, Sage of 6 Paths. It contains various props with extraordinary effects. According to different candidates, the treasures are also different. Put your hands up and try to see who has the highest number, who will be able to get the best props. Knowing that it was the treasure chest handed down by the Sage of 6 Paths, everyone in Sunagakure was skeptical and touched the treasure chest all over. The result is of course that Chio has the highest number, with a fit of 82, which is higher than Itachi's 70 when he got the one-click upgrade of Mangekyo Sharingan. Come on, smash it, acting consultant. Chio hit it with a hammer, and 3 props appeared. Chao Biluo's great transformation. God-level makeup technique from His Highness Chao Bilaw of Otherworld. The beauty effect is heaven-defying. Special effect. It can turn the old lady into a cute loli within a certain period of time. Remarks. It is essentially a makeup technique, not a transformation technique that requires continuous consumption of chakra, so it will not be discovered by sentient ninjas. Close black lens bracket. 108 selfie tips for cute girls. A masterpiece of many modern girls posing and selling cute selfie techniques from Otherworld. The handle, AEFH, will teach you how to perform all kinds of cute moves that men will not pay for their lives. Close black lens bracket. 100 Healings Mark, S-level seal type forbidden technique, can store chakra in advance in the diamond-shaped seal of Baihao on the forehead. By releasing a large amount of chakra, it can achieve the effect of instant healing, strengthening attack and increasing speed. Skilled users can also rely on the low output and fine-tuning of Baihao chakra to achieve the effect of staying 17 forever. Close black lens bracket. After listening to these 3 prompts, Naruto finally understood why the system wanted him to choose 3. It turns out that you still have such an operation in the system, which is really annoying. Pick 3. I'm going to pick 3, that's definitely interesting. Mastering the 100 Healings Mark, Chio, who learned Chao Biluo's transformation, can definitely become a beautiful girl with cute big breasts. If you learn the 108 self-auction secret tricks of cute girls, you will definitely become an idol who is so fascinating. After all, Chio is an old woman who has been around for decades, so she must know what men like. But this is not something Tamari, a 6-year-old girl, or even Gaara, a boy, can match. It is even possible for Chio to surpass Tamari and Iluji and become the most popular idol among ninjas and the most popular ninja goddess in the ninja world. Ha ha ha. I've come up with so many fun images. Jiraiya, Kakashi, Ebisu, 3rd generation and other characters who are either good or boring. I feel sorry for you, Mr. Naruto, for half a second. While Chio was looking at the 3 props, Naruto's changed fat merchant asked. Advertisement, Elder Chidai, are you willing to sacrifice to save Sunagakure? If you could save the village but need you to do something embarrassing, would you do it? Chio laughed like an old bark. I've lived for so many years, and I'm not even afraid of death, so what's there to be ashamed of? Tell me. Naruto said with a smile. Ninja idol group still lacks one person. I would like to invite Chio advisor to join you. Funkage Luosha, Baki, Gaara and others were immediately dumbfounded. This fat businessman won't go back on his word and don't want to invest, right? How could Grandma Chio join this idol group? Are you a devil? Chio seemed to have heard some joke, was silent for a moment, and then asked. I remember Meow Ninja is a lowly idol group, right? Are you sure you want to invite me to join? Naruto nodded, and then pointed to several props from the treasure chest. If you look at the effects of these props first, you will know why I invited you. As a box opener, Chio acquired related skills while touching the props. Her complexion changed again, and after finally getting the 100 Healings Mark, like Tsunade, a ninja doctor, Chio's complexion completely changed. She finally understood what the merchant said. Finally, as if making a decision harder than death, Chio said slowly. In order to save the village, the old man is willing to join the Meow Ninja and debut together with Tamari and Iluji and become idols. As soon as these words came out, everyone present was stunned. Kazekage, Rasa and Baki looked at each other and finally he said. Chio. Auntie, are you kidding me? This is a girl idol group, you, how can you? The implication is that you are 70 years old. In this kind of ninja entertainment circle where transformation technique cannot be used, you old people should not join in the fun. Otherwise, no one will watch Meow Ninja's show, because it is too eye-catching, so Gaara and the others will be unpopular. What? You think I'm too old? Chio was a little upset after hearing Kazegage's words. In fact, she has been looking at Tsunade unhappy. Not only because her medical skills are slightly inferior to Chio's. It is because Tsunade is obviously an old woman, but because she has a special forbidden technique, she can stay young forever. As a woman, who doesn't want to be young? And now, she has realized this dream. Okay, old man, let me show you how powerful I am. Chao Biluo's transformation. Following an old man's shout, the next moment, everyone in Fungying saw an unforgettable scene in their lives. Starting from second Kazekage, the Grandma Chio who assisted 3rd generation Sunagakure Kazekage turned into a cute loli. What shocked everyone even more was that this was not the transformation technique, but the appearance of the old lady Chio herself. Hearing that the investor asked Chio to join the idol group Meow Ninja Lolita Girls, Kazekage Rasa, who thought this cooperation would be a hit, never expected. I still succeeded in attracting investment, and cooperated with foreign companies to form the first monster girl-themed cat-eared loli girl group in the ninja world. According to the description in the contract, the 3 members of the cat-eared loli girl idol group Meow Ninja are called Iluji, Tamari, and Yanai. Later, shortly after Kazekage Rasa merged with White Zetsu's avatar and regained the lost chicken. Sunagakure, the ninja idol group, has gradually become popular in the ninja world, becoming the favorite of girls, boys and uncles. Countless days and nights, there are always countless nerds and weirdos shouting. Iluji Little Princess Saigao, Miss Tamari Saigao. His Royal Highness Chao Bila Saigao, until one day after a long time, they who knew the truth. 113. Let's go to Rain Shinobi Village first, and fight Ninja Demigod or Pain Nagato. Advertisement. Kakashi and Itachi had a fight. Naruto played a foreign team by himself. After Sunagakure invested in the cat ear girl culture and formed the Meow Ninja Idol group, he returned to his own team. During the time when he was not around, Jiraiya got bored of waiting. So he encouraged Kakashi, the disciple of 4th Hokage and a powerful candidate for future Hokage. Had a friendly battle with the 8-year-old Konoha Genin who just started Mangekyo Sharingan, and Uchiha Itachi, a young genius of the Uchiha clan who showed his strength. Can't help but wonder about the outcome of the battle. Naruto cast chakra magic on each of Kakashi and Itachi, two blue ninjas who seemed to be hollowed out and lying on the ground, and asked, "Who's winning?" In terms of the strength positioning at the beginning of the original plot, Kakashi is obviously not as good as Uchiha Itachi, who is several years younger than him. Itachi Asagiri returns to his hometown and revisits Ichifuzuki. The countdown is over. Kakashi does not say. Kakashi was even hanged and beaten by Itachi's younger brother, Sasuke, a disciple of his own blood. Dignified 6th Hokage, double Kamui, even Ōtsutsuki Kagaya is also 50-50 for you to see Kakashi. However, Itachi Sasuke and his brothers ridiculed them in turn. Outsiders don't know how to use Sharingan. You must know that Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan opened earlier than these two brothers, although he himself does not seem to know this. It was only after being killed by Itachi that Kakashi slowly realized that he also had a Mangekyo Sharingan. See if you can do Itachi. I will compare it with you when I also develop the Mangekyo ult. It's a pity that Kakashi has read too much of Jiraiya's H book since he was a child, resulting in insufficient energy and poor battery life. However, Dorada, who was a cage-level beginner, tried Kamui for the first time, but his body was hollowed out, and he had to lie down for a month to fill the gap in his body. Becoming a negative teaching material for teenagers who don't know the essence and preciousness, and elders who look at Mangekyo and shed tears. Tell the underage children in the ninja world, don't learn Kakashi, stay away from Jiraiya, the yellow of Konoha, and stay away from the Kindness to Heaven series of small H articles. Hey, Kakashi, why is your face so ugly? Could it be you lost? Naruto couldn't help laughing. No way? Although in the future before the end of the battle power collapse stage, Itachi's strength is higher than yours. But he has just graduated from school for a year now, and he is still an 8-year-old child. Even though his Sharingan was upgraded to Mangekyo Sharingan by me with one click, less than an hour has passed. And you are also Konoha technician who is famous for copying ninjas in the ninja world. You are recognized as a top elite Jonin below cage level, and you have opened Mangekyo for several years. Even if it is the Emperor 8-gate guy who almost kicked the finale with a few dozen times more power than Hokage in the future. At this time, I have played so many games with you, and the outcome is only 50-50. In the end you can't beat a mere Konoha Genin Uchiha Itachi. Well, I almost forgot, Itachi is Konoha Genin, so even if you tell me that he finished 1 version 3, you will believe me. Who said that Konoha Genin is a kind of hanging wall in the world of Hokage? Kakashi blushed and shook his head. I didn't lose. Didn't lose? Then why are you acting like I'm a loser? Naruto thought for a while, then said, don't tell me you didn't win? Kakashi nodded sheepishly. Jonin, the highest professional title under the dignified Hokage, is a direct disciple of the 4th Hokage, and is known as the most promising successor of the Will of Fire after the 4th Hokage to succeed the 5th Hokage. However, he failed to defeat an 8-year-old child neatly, and instead fought 50-50 with the 8-year-old Itachi. The two tied for the bottom of the Naruto team's combat power list, which was a shame. And according to Itachi's improvement speed, I'm afraid it won't be long before you can defeat him. Fortunately, he still confidently said that he also has a Mangekyo Sharingan. As a result, this eye didn't use the ultimate skill, and he patronized chakra. Naruto wasn't surprised by the result. Kakashi passive skill, press on. Effect. Regardless of whether the opponent's strength is lower than Kakashi's or higher than that of Kakashi, Kakashi can play 50-50 with him. Advertisement. When dealing with boss, this trick is surprisingly useful. But when cleaning miscellaneous fish, the special effect of this trick is embarrassing. It belongs to forcibly lowering yourself to the same level as the enemy. It doesn't matter. Naruto patted Kakashi on the shoulder and comforted him. You just haven't fully unlocked it. Wait for your good friend to complete the Kamui link, and then pack the power of 6 paths to send it to you. Even if it's a 6 paths level undead, you can wring her arm off with a single glance. Kakashi. Good friends? How can I have one? Kamui. Power of 6 paths? What is this stuff? As for Itachi. Naruto patted the kid on the head again. I see you as if you were young, caught a serious disease and died young, poor child. 0. Ask for flowers, don't hold back when you are seriously ill. Remember to ask me to get a Rinne Tensei resurrection coin, and then just burp. Itachi. Die young? I'm still an 8-year-old. What's the use of you telling me this? As for Shisui. Naruto turned to look at Shisui, but he didn't need to fly up. Shisui took the initiative to lower his head and come up to him. What an honest boy. So he continued to comment, although the person who wanted to gouge your eyes has already been harvested as a pet by me, you are fine. But you are not much better than Itachi, you are born with a short-lived ghost. Remember to protect your eyes, the special effects of distinguished heavenly gods are too monstrous. In addition to being invalid for me, everything is a taboo that the leadership fears, and it is also a historical area that the enemy wants to seize. 0IEK. I'm sorry, it's me, Mangekyo Sharingan's illusion ult is too strong. It's all my fault. I only want peace for Konoha and peace for the ninja world. As for Jiraiya, Naruto shook his head, looking at this Jiraiya who became his father's teacher, Nagato's teacher who destroyed Konoha with a shot of Super Shinraden, and Jiraiya who will be his teacher. You don't want to talk about it, let's go to the nearest rain shinobi village to see if Hanzo is still there. Is it because your apprentice has taken over the lair? Axed. Why did I stop talking? Is it because all of you combined are not as old as me? I'm so old, but I'm still cheeky with a bunch of kids, cheating on a younger kid, I'm really sorry. But I, Jiraiya, don't want you back waves to shoot my front wave to death on the beach, is there something wrong? Naruto has decided to open a copy of One Piece in the Land of Water, and to create a Hokage version of Admiral, Shichibukai and 4 Emperors. But because this time I came out mainly to complete the mission of the God of Ninja World, I need to defeat the leaders of 10 forces. Kenobi 4th Hokage, San Shinobi 4th Kazekage have been defeated so far, and the task progress is too tense. Anyway, I'm on the way, just go to the Rain Shinobi village between the wind and fire, and take a look. Defeating a Rain Shinobi village leader can be regarded as an update of the task progress. As for whether Hanzo of the Salamander, the demigod of the ninja world, or Pain Nagato, the leader of the Akatsuki organization, is in power at this time, it doesn't matter to him. The only thing he has to think about is which trumpet to use for the next riot in Rain Shinobi village, and to be the second member of the god organization Ju. 114. Jiraiya's colleague Xiao Wangwen, Taimanin, Miao Ninja. Advertisement Naruto said before that the treasure chest he let Itachi hid to upgrade the Mangekyo Sharingan props was found from the sea, and it is most likely a treasure left by Sage of 6 Paths. Also uttered a sentence left by Sage of 6 Paths. Want my treasure chest? If you want it, go to the sea to find it, I put it all there. Suspected to be the last words of Sage of 6 Paths, the founder of the ninja world, it caused an uproar in Konoha. The 4th generation immediately invited the 3rd generation, Konoha military advisor, elders and other high-level officials for a 3-day meeting. Taking the risk of going to war with the Land of Water, finally decided on the ocean development strategy. And quickly formed a fleet to go to the country of water. In order to gain the support of the Naruto team, Minato raised virtue and did not avoid relatives. Ren Naruto as the captain, teacher Jiraiya as the vice captain, his personal disciple Kakashi as the first officer, his direct subordinate Shisui as a combatant, and the others sent as assistants. Knowing that 4th Hokage, with Sannin Jiraiya, Shunshin Shisui, and 04 Konoha technician as core members, form a fleet to cross the Uzumaki Strait and head to the waters of the water country, as if looking for some treasure chest. He even sent his own son to express his determination. Thunder Country Cloud Shinobi Village, and his younger brother 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee, who barely drew against Namikaze Minato's 4th Raikage, couldn't sit still. Adhering to the everything policies of whatever Big Brother Konoha does, we Cloud Shinobi must follow suit, and whatever Minato Old Iron does, we must follow suit. 4th Raikage also quickly formed a fleet, and sent her way Jinchuriki and a number of elite Jonin to form core members to head to the waters of the Land of Water. Later Raikage learned that his younger brother, Killer Bee, also sneaked into the fleet because of his idleness, and he was so angry that he hurriedly sent another wave of masters, for fear that the Jinchuriki in his own village would be taken over by Konoha's people. I learned, don't ask how I got it, that Konoha and Cloud Shinobi Village have sent their strongest combat forces to the sea area of the country of water, as if they were looking for some treasure chest. Sunagakure 4th Kazekage and Iwagakure 3rd Tsuchikage, which are far away from the sea, can't sit still. Konoha's combat strength is undoubtedly the first in the ninja world, and Cloud Shinobi Village, which has 2 perfect Jinchuriki, is also the best in the ninja world. Even Konoha dare not underestimate it. These 2 forces sent fleets to the sea to search for treasures at the same time. It must be a strategic weapon that can enhance the combat power of the village. We can't fall behind either. So Sunagakure and Iwagakure also sent a fleet. Knowing that my former sweetheart Ialuji debuted with her sister in Sunagakure and became a super popular ninja idol. Puppet envoy in the 2nd class, Konkuro said that he is very convenient. He is very cute and cute when he is the Ialuji of Miao Ninja, but he is a man. So he took the initiative to invite Ying to join the fleet, expedition to the waters of the country of water, vowed to find the treasure chest. Create props that can turn Ialuji into a girl, or turn herself into a girl, and then be together. Obito, the controller behind the 4th Mizuka Jigura, was dumbfounded after the 4 major ninja villages sent their masters to form a team to expedition to the waters of the country of water. Are the 4 great Ren villages crazy? Advertisement? What kind of treasure chest are you looking for when you run all the way across the ocean? Ōtsutsuki Black Zetsu was also dumbfounded. My brother Ōtsutsuki Hagoromo left a magical treasure chest in the sea? How come I don't know about this? On the way of the Naruto team to Rain Shinobi Village, the Sunagakure ninja idol group gradually became famous. Even on the border of the Land of Wind, they can buy magazines about Miao Ninja. This is too cute. Obviously just had a true love, Ms. Himeko, but Jiraiya pointed at the 3 members of Miao Ninja in the magazine and exclaimed. That way, it's no different from an otaku who changes wives every quarter when he opens a new show. However, there is also a young man in the team who likes to read H texts, and he has the same virtue as him. One eye is shining outside the mask. Master Jiraiya, which one do you like? Don't tell me you like Princess Iluji. If you don't tell me, you may not know it, but Fanluji is actually. As a result, before Kakashi finished speaking, Jiraiya immediately exclaimed, of course it's His Highness Chao Billah. I feel like I'm falling in love again. Worse, this is a heart-pounding feeling. Naruto. Jiraiya, are you serious? 113? No, that picture is too beautiful and hot, I want to throw up. Naruto vomited. Jiraiya shook her head. A 3-year-old child, what kind of girl's charm do you know? Nausea. I think it's just a subconscious physiological reaction when people face two beautiful things and can't bear to look directly at them. This is the so-called, once in 70 years, cute loli, I like it the most. Oh, Naruto said with a playful face, I hope that no matter what Chao Billah looks like in the future, you will like it so much. The once in 70-year-old cute loli? This propaganda is not a lie. It is true that one has to wait 70 years to meet such a 70-year-old grandma. I hope you can hold back your tears after learning that the lowly Chao Billah you fell in love with is actually Chio, an old lady who is much older than you. In the name of the new book, my family has a cat-eared girl in love in paradise. Jiraiya was obsessed with the 3 little sisters along the way and couldn't extricate herself. 115. Obsessed with H text, look for distinguished heavenly gods. Black Zetsu, what are you looking at? Advertisement seeing Kakashi holding Jiraiya cat-eared lowly girl costume. Chio Chaobiluo's first draft of fanfiction, the first article in the Taimanin series. Naruto almost laughed out loud. Jiraiya is also really good. Meow Ninja magazine has just been released for less than a day, and I have written a fan. Sure enough, is this the speed of a middle-aged single old man? Because I know that Tamari is the eldest daughter of 4th Kazekage, so I can't casually why. The real identities of the other two lowly Iluji and Chao Billah are unknown. Therefore, Jiraiya's fan mainly uses Iluji and Chao Billah as the heroines. What are Shisui-sama, Jiraiya-sama and Kakashi-sama looking at? Seeing Kakashi's happy expression and Jiraiya's confidence that the new short story will be loved by readers, Itachi couldn't help asking. Shisui naturally knows what kind of virtue he is as the captain. Even if it is to perform a task, don't forget to hold a small yellow article and take a look at it. So Shisui immediately covered Itachi's eyes. Don't open the Sharingan. Well, you can't watch it, it's too hot for your eyes, and it will hurt your spirit. Remember what I told you about the will of fire? That will be the magic weapon against Mr. Jiraiya's yellow evil thoughts of spoiling underage children. Remember, we want to protect Konoha and the peace of the ninja world, so we can't waste our energy on those dirty things. At the beginning, Shisui heard that this is a new work by Jiraiya, a well-known writer in the ninja world, which is different from the greasy painting style in the past. It is a brand new version that no one has seen before. It is said that it tells about the dark and evil monsters gradually eroding the ninja world, killing everywhere. Against them is a group of girl ninjas with the spirit of justice and sacrifice, and cat ears and cattails, known as the Meow Ninjas. Listening to Jiraiya's introduction to Kakashi, Shisui was a little curious. The righteous ninjas fight against evil monsters and protect the ninja world. This sounds very interesting and quite positive. So he couldn't help but turn on Mangekyo Sharingan's super insight and take a sneak peek. Just that one look, however, Mangekyo Sharingan's power of insight is too strong. Even with just one glance, he saw it all. God, so negative energy. Sure enough, it is different from the somewhat greasy painting style of the previous, Intimate Paradise, series. It was too greasy and too dark. The forces of darkness were supposed to be buried, but Chao Billah, the eldest sister of the 3 sisters of Meow Ninja, easily fell into the trap of evil spirits. Being done such things that people can't look at directly, it would be worse than death. Chao Billuo's younger sister, Iluji, has the same outstanding abilities as her older sister, but because of lack of experience, she is only a trainee level, Meow Ninja. Iluji wanted to rescue her sister who was caught by monsters alone. It was supposed to be a warm gathering of sisters, it was supposed to be a happy ending of sisters being rescued. But why, such a pair of kind and lovely ninja sisters, were caught by monsters to do such a bad thing? Seeing the empty eyes and strange expressions on the faces of the last pair of sisters, Shisui only felt mentally attacked. Immediately, I couldn't hold back and put out a fire-style ninjutsu, and burned all the manuscripts. Kakashi was taken aback, looking hopeless. Advertisement. Unexpectedly, Jiraiya didn't care, and turned around and took out another article. Shisui instantly understood that it seems that the H-text circulation market cannot be stopped unless Jiraiya-sama, the source of all evil, is killed. So from then on, he always looked at Jiraiya with strange eyes, always thinking, should I send him distinguished heavenly gods? Seeing that the innocent and kind-hearted Itachi is actually curious about that dirty thing, he seems to be planning to open Mangekyo Sharingan to see what happened. Shisui was anxious to cover Itachi's pair of Sharingan immediately, and immediately dissuaded him like a parent who saw that his child wanted to buy H-books and go to pornographic websites. Itachi is the first time to see his idol, Shisui, who is so resistant to one thing, which is even harsher than treating enemies, so he nodded his head quickly. Well, since brother Shisui said that it's unhealthy and not good, I won't watch it. Shisui nodded in satisfaction. Yeah, I am very relieved about Itachi, you never lied to me, you are an honest and good boy. I believe in you. Hearing that Shisui praised Itachi as an honest and good boy, Naruto couldn't help but twitch his mouth. In the future, the Supermaster of Zoiden, even the strongest version of Zoiden King, is also clumsy in front of him. He is a super fool in the ninja world, is he an honest and good boy? You are kidding me, Itachi said again. Brother Shisui, do you want me to let Amaterasu burn that? Because Shisui put fire style on fire last time, I only read half of the short story. Kakashi has been closely guarding Shisui, and the manuscript is also wet with water. Shisui wanted to sneak attack again and easily burn the manuscript. It is absolutely impossible. Shisui thought for a while, then shook his head and said, I don't want it anymore. Your Amaterasu is one of the strongest ninjutsu in fire style. And you can't fully control it now, you can burn Kakashi to slag if you are not careful. It's not worth killing Kakashi for a small pornography. Kakashi didn't know that when he was enjoying reading the article, he was almost killed for reading pornographic books, and he didn't know that he was lucky to escape. The other side. Orochimaru and Red Sand Scorpion submitted Sunagakure investigation reports respectively. Perfect One-Tailed Jinchuriki suddenly appeared, Super Cage level members of Sunagakure's mysterious organization by Chi, Jiraiya Shisui and other masters gathered together. Hey, wait, the son of the fourth Hokage appeared in Sunagakure. He is invincible? Scorpion was forced to hold his head in defense by a 5-year-old child? This is where Orochimaru's report differs from the Scorpion. And in Scorpio's report, Jiraiya fell in love with Orochi, Good Money Jiao, G at first sight, and Orochimaru seduced Kazekage in women's clothing? Pain Nagato's expression gradually became strange. Nagato, what's wrong? Conan asked. Pain Nagato shook his head, nothing. It's just Jiraiya-sensei and Orochimaru falling in love, you don't need to know about this kind of thing. Knowing that Naruto appeared in Sunagakure, and knowing that Obito was knocked unconscious by a baby 3 years ago, Akatsuki organized intelligence agent Black Zetsu to rush to the border of the Land of Winds, wanting to observe the mysterious Naruto. Naruto's eyes lit up suddenly, and he couldn't help thinking, hey, it seems that an interesting person has come. Originally, I planned to find you, but you delivered it yourself. He directly switched to Shadow Clone to stay where he was, while he performed 72 transformations, transformed into a wind, floated behind Black Zetsu, transformed back, stretched out his small hand, twitched Black Zetsu's shoulder. Old man, what are you looking at? Black Zetsu.